Robert Schimmel's up for an American Comedy Award. They got more awards. So he's calling in to get people to vote for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he really wants to win. Yeah, he's a real funny guy.
Average man on the street can vote?
That's right.
I didn't know that.
So we can help him out with that.
There's no comedy academy?
No.
I was in Las Vegas last week. I met Hulk Hogan, the professional phony wrestler. That is phony, that wrestling. You know, I think the way it should really work is the winner gets to the other guy in the ring. Because that way, at least one guy's fighting for real.
That's the truth. He's very right about
it. My daughter calls me from college, and she goes, hey, Dad. Because she thinks she could talk to me about sex because of my act. And, you know, like I'm a cool dad and you can talk about it. And she goes, you know, my boyfriend's starting to wonder what it's like to go all the way. I said, well, maybe I'll come down there and him, and then he won't be curious anymore.
Yeah, he'll know.
Well, Steve, was it what you expected? Stop crying. Now, maybe tomorrow I'll teach you how to me. You're not going to on the bed. Don't worry about
it. I believe that deserves an award. What do you think?
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Who else is nominated? We don't know.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, man.
So what's the story? Your wife's in the hospital?
No, she's at home. We're pacing around. She was due Friday, and we're getting all this advice from our neighbors now. This lady came over last night and said, listen, give your wife a lot of prunes to eat because that really does it. I said, are you sure prunes? I mean, because I don't want her to go in there, and they're going to say push, and they're going to be in for a big surprise.
Right. But who says prunes is for moving your bowels?
I know.
She's thinking. No, because even Bob said if my wife goes into labor, I still want to be on the show, because you already got 3 kids. You've seen that 3 times.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's not like you'd be missing anything.
That's right. Well, somebody else said that they pay her to watch her do it for 3 hours.
Yeah, that should get you off. Well, I'm surprised you're even having another kid. I thought you had a bad marriage.
What? Yeah, on and off. But no, this is gonna be the cement that's gonna really.
Wait a minute, haven't they like divorced and remarried and stuff like that?
4 times.
Bob's thinking that like if they have a baby, you know how they tell you never have a kid to try to fix your marriage.
Right.
Bob's gonna do it.
He just does it. But they have other kids.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they say, but that's why I'm going to name this kid Bondo.
And Bob, you're no spring chicken, right? I mean, you're like, what are you?
No, I'm in my late 40s.
Right? And how old's your wife?
What's the age gap?
She just turned 43.
Man.
What's the age gap with the kids?
What's the age gap? My oldest one is 20.
Wow.
She just turned 20, yeah.
Man, I thought we had weird family planning, you know, my house, because we've got a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited, but
Schimmel's he's like a young guy. You know, he thinks like a young man.
Yeah.
But he's a dad of a 20-year-old.
And what's it doing to your wife's body?
No, she looks great, actually.
Really?
Yeah, she's tall. She's 5'11", so it's...
What about her boobies?
It doesn't... They actually look great.
Yeah, but what happens after the kid's born? Then the boobies get all...
I don't know what's going to happen, man. It might take longer for them to go back to their small size after.
Will she get implants?
No. I told her she could buy them if she wants, but I don't want her to put them in. I mean, she could just keep them in the dresser drawer, and then when we're making out, I'll just play with them. When we're done, I'll put it back.
You lay them on the bed next to her and feel
right.
them. Right. Oh,
then I don't even need her. I could just have those.
Nobody's ever come up with that one before.
If you ask me, that's brilliant.
I could take those on the road with me.
So what is this American Comedy Award? Isn't that some kind of trumped-up, ridiculous show that no one watches?
I know. That's just going to make it even worse when I tank on that. I am losing so bad, you have no idea.
And what do you mean you're losing?
What do you mean?
Well, because here's the way it works. The cool thing about it is, I guess, is that your fans nominate you.
Right.
And then they vote either by calling some 900 number or... You can go to Comedy Central online and vote there.
ComedyCentral.com.
Yeah.
Right.
But then when you go on and vote, right after you cast the vote, they actually show you where everybody's at with the votes. And when I checked last time, and I don't even want to see it anymore, I was in last place, and I never heard of 3 of the other guys.
No, really? So who are the guys you're up against?
It's John Panette, who's...
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know him.
John Panette.
Yeah.
Carlos, somebody.
Carlos Santana.
Yeah, Carlos Latinico, or whatever his name is. I don't know who that is. Pablo Francisco, I think, Adam Ferrara, and yeah, that's it.
And those guys are beating you.
What?
Those guys are beating you.
Yes.
Guys, you have like no career.
And I'm thinking, oh man, you know what? Now, if I won, it would be great because then maybe the industry would say, hey, okay, let's cut him some slack.
Yeah, maybe that'll catapult you, yes.
But when I lose, that'll be a big confirmation for them to say, see, that's what happens when you tell those kinds of jokes.
All right, so let me help you out with this. You can vote for Robert Schimmel by calling 1-900-370-5020, or just go to the web, www.comedycentral.com, and then I guess you can click on a vote for the guy.
You can click on. You could actually click on the face of one of my opponents. That's how you get to the site, which I thought was a very nice touch. And
then when you get on there, they can vote for you.
They can vote for me. You can vote more than once. You can tell all your friends.
Wow, this is pathetic.
The only chance I have is you, Howard, and you know it.
No, my fans will come through with you. They'll help you out, because they all go on the web.
That would be a landslide, because I am literally more than 1,000 behind another guy. I mean, I don't know how it can happen.
You can get like 350,000 votes. Because you know what? My fans went on the web and actually got Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf.
I know.
On the cover of People magazine almost.
I know.
Then they changed the rules.
Then they changed the rules because of that. They said, vote for your favorite celebrity, and whoever you think is man of the year, we'll put on the cover. So they had, like, Leonardo DiCaprio and stuff like that. So everybody started writing in Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf. He got 350,000 more votes than Leonardo DiCaprio. And they still put Leonardo DiCaprio on the front.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. And so then, it's such a weird thing to have a contest like that anyway. I mean, I don't want to put them down, but for comedians, I mean, that's like having a contest to see what's better, vanilla or chocolate. I mean,
right.
I know people that would tip a doorman to sit up front to see Gallagher and say, hey, I got watermelon on me.
Right, but you want to win this badly because, let's face it, you're not a well-known quantity, and you want to be catapulted into a higher level.
Yeah, maybe that'd be more name recognition or something.
Well, actually, since I got nominated, it's the first time I've had people from L.A. call and say, hey, listen, we'd like to get together and have a meeting. And it's like, where did that come from?
Yeah, and what kind of meeting do they want with you?
They're talking to me about, maybe, somebody has an idea that might turn into a whim that could develop into a synopsis.
Right. So, in other words, you'll get nothing.
Yeah.
Right. It's unbelievable. Because Bob's so dark, I don't think they want him on, like, a regular television show. But you would do a sitcom, right?
If it was true to my character, but just to do anything?
Right.
No. You really wouldn't.
No.
Oh.
Oh, man, are you kidding? And then, because if that doesn't work out, where do you go from there?
Right.
You wouldn't be like Bob Goldthwait and play, like, the family dog or something?
He's so good. Bob Goldthwait, he was lucky enough to get his career going. You know this guy? He wrecked his career.
Yeah.
He wrecked his goddamn career, Bob Goldthwait.
Yeah.
Go and do donkey movies and, have some integrity. He's the guy who's always talking about having integrity in show business and putting people down. But Goldthwait, man, did every movie that was a piece of crap.
But you've never seen this show I'm talking about on TV.
No.
It's like the WB or something where I think there's a puppet or something, and he's the voice of the puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Well, would you be the voice of a puppet?
No.
No.
They won't even let me have my own voice. What are you talking about?
Right. It's unbelievable.
I got to tell you this. I was, a couple weeks ago, I hosted the AVN Awards again.
The Adult Video News.
Yeah.
Right.
And so Paul Fishbein sends me all the movies that are nominated so that I could see them, thinking that I'm going to come up with material.
Right. Every porno that's ever been made.
But, how am I going to write with a pen to write notes when you got lotion on your hands? So anyway,
right.
So they sent me this. My mom's bragging about, her movie deal, with the thing. She's going to do this thing in Hungary. So one of the porno movies.
Bob's mother is going to actually, the story of her life is going to be made into a movie.
Really?
She was like a concentration camp victim.
Kenneth Branagh is playing my mom's boyfriend.
Oh. Really?
I thought he was going to say Kenneth Branagh was playing his mom.
And his mom won't even let Bob in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't want him to have anything to do with it.
No. Well, I asked who was going to play me, but Telly Savalas is dead.
Right.
So anyway, one of the movies they sent me for Best Foreign Film was shot in Budapest. So I tell my mom, I said, hey, Mom, they sent me this porno movie that's shot in Hungary. Maybe, you and Brana want to look at it to check out some locations. So she says, let me see it. And I said, you don't want to see this. This is like hardcore porno. And she goes, I'm 71. You think I've never seen a porno movie before?
Oh.
Wow.
I said, okay. So I lent it to her. She calls me back like an hour later and goes, oh, my God. She said, I can't believe what they do. This guy goes and he's having intercourse with this girl, and then he goes in. I mean, I heard about the water pick, but I never heard about the toothbrush.
Man, so your mom's watching porno now.
So now my mom...
Notice your mom watched the whole thing.
Yeah, no, listen, my mom...
She was trying to follow the plot.
Yeah, right. She's like, oh, it's terrible.
The star of the movie is this black guy named Lexington Steele.
Right.
And so my mom calls me up, and she goes, you know, there's something, this guy has some kind of disease. Yeah, how do I catch that?
Some kind of disease. Your horse
that
disease.
Or the girl's a midget. Well, then she says, you have these movies in the house where the kids could see them? She said, oh, my God, why don't you leave them at my house?
Really?
Yeah.
Is your mom...
That way, when you want to watch them, you and your wife just come over here. Yeah, right. That's what I'm going to do.
Is your mom still hot? Maybe I'll do her. Why not? She's got a movie deal. Can you imagine, like if Bob's mom becomes a big star?
She's doing better in his business than he is.
Yeah, is that horrible for you that your mom is doing better than you?
I know.
I mean, Jesus, you got to win this award. All right, let me give you the address again. Robert Schimmel, if you want to vote for him for American Comedy Award, help the guy out. He's a good guy. He does our show. You can vote for Bob by calling 1-900-370-5020 or visit www.comedycentral.com. And you're lucky your mom's not up for an award. She'd probably win.
Are you kidding? Yeah.
Jackie jealous? Jackie wants one of those awards. Jackie wants some kind of recognition, you know?
Oh, I get it here.
If it wasn't, yeah, you do get it there. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I get it
You do get it there. I met Alicia Klass. I never met her before.
Who's that?
This porno star, you know, she won Best Newcomer and Best Anal for Tushy Heaven. And,
Tushy Heaven?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Alicia Klass.
Alicia Klass. Alicia Klass. Imagine you win an award for Best Anal, Robin. How does that make you feel?
Well, how does it make you feel if you lose for Best Anal?
Yeah, there's 3 others in the category who don't get it.
Who is up against her? How is a girl good at anal?
Lose?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like, you know, isn't the guy who's got to do all the work?
I know. She said that she was the way she got into the business was, she said that she fell in love with Seymour Butts, and she had his name tattooed on her ass. And called him up and told him that, and and then he went over there. She said she's been on your show.
Yeah, I don't remember her, though. I remember her, right.
So I didn't know. When I met her, I met this press thing in Vegas, and she says that when some guy's doing her from...
Let me clean up your language. So she's saying the reason she wins is because she orgasms like a guy.
Yeah. Oh, what? I'm sorry. I didn't know.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's hard to figure out the rules.
We'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out the rules.
Right. You're absolutely right. You know, some guy was doing that to me. The same thing would be happening to me, too. It's just the law of displacement. Something's got to go.
Yeah. So you can't bang any of these porno stars down there because you're married and you're having a baby.
Yeah, well, you know, I told one of them, I said, you know, with my luck, you'll take me up to your room and my wife's water will break just when you say, let's do it. And the girl said, your wife's pregnant? You're talking to me? Like, all of a sudden, she's making a decision on what kind of guy I am.
Yeah, I like a porno star has some morality. I don't do it with married guys.
Now, don't you feel bad about yourself?
Yeah.
But I did pose for a picture with Lexington Steele and send it to my mom. And I said, remember him? She said he doesn't look familiar because he's got his clothes on.
Right, exactly.
I said, that's the guy with the disease that you were talking about.
Hey, Bob, so listen, man, I hope you win this American Comedy Award.
Well, if I do, you know I will thank you and only you.
Well, thank you very much. Well, listen, that's what I'm looking for.
Now we got to put him over.
Howard,
now we got to put him on the top because Bob will say something.
If it happens, I'll be up there, and that's the only thing you're going to be hearing is you.
Excellent. www.comedycentral.com. Vote for Bob Schimmel or 1-900-370-5020. Bob, I got to go. Good luck with the baby.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, man.
Okay.
Take care. Bob Schimmel, everyone. A funny guy. Had to hit the button on him once or twice there. It's so hard. You know it's hard to describe to people what to say on the air. Because it makes no sense. We don't even understand it.
You'll never get to every possible thing they might say.
Because we don't even understand it. Why do you think we keep getting fined? Once we think we understand it, we never do.
It seems that the rules are always changing. That line shifts.
You got that right. I could write a book about trying to figure out that line.
Yeah, and while we're trying to figure it out, we're trying to explain it to other people who don't do this every day.
All right, on our phone is Bob Schimmel, who won the American Comedy Award last night. Let me play you his speech.
You know what? There was a thing that we didn't mention here. Remember they cut off the voting at a certain point?
Yes.
And then there was a tie.
Right. Well, let me play you his speech before we put Bob on the phone.
And this year's favorites are John Panette and Robert Schimmel.
Yeah, Bob would have won on his own, but they fixed it.
Yeah.
Bob was dead last, and on the internet they make you vote. All our fans called in and put him over the top.
Well, I guess I should thank Howard Stern first, I guess. Obviously, that's why I'm here tonight.
Man, we got Booze, my name. That's because there's a bunch of sucky comedians in the audience who all hate me.
Yeah, you know who's there.
Yeah, like, he's, you know, man, we do stand-up. He doesn't.
He sucks.
He sucks. You know, who's in the audience at the American Comedy Awards? Comedians. Or like Seinfeld booing me out there.
You know, all those guys who get a group of material together and use it over and over.
Yeah, right. Bunch of guys who think up for 5 minutes and then use it for years. You know?
They hate you.
Yeah, they hate me because I come on here and do original comedy every day. Dicks.
I want to thank Bud Friedman very much. He's the first guy that ever put me
F. Bud Friedman.
on stage, and that's what started my career. Wherever you are. I wish my wife was here, but
I would also like to thank Bud. Thank you, Bud.
Okay. Can I talk during your thing? So...
Yeah, Bud's a big deal. He owns a bar. You know, he bought a bar.
Show business.
Yeah. Bob Schimmel has to thank Bud Friedman because he owns a bar.
Bought a bar, put on a monocle.
Yeah,
He's king of the world.
Yeah, and you know, there's 50 people in that club any given night.
He's the Pope of comedy.
Yeah, great. And Bud's got his own little power base going there.
He really does.
Kiss my ring.
Yeah, so you can get up in front of 50 idiots, 50 drunks, and perform. You know, I could line up 50 people to come to my house and let you perform in front of them.
Be more polite.
Right.
I wish my wife was here to see this, but we had a baby boy 9 days ago, so she cannot be here.
Nice.
Oh, Bob has another son.
Yeah, to replace that other kid.
Yeah.
I want to thank my manager, Lee Kernis, and my agent, Rick Greenstein, and...
Everybody knew what was going on there. Bob just wanted to replace that other kid.
And then you have no idea what this means to me. I've been waiting a long time to get something like this, and I'll tell you why. I lost my son 6 years ago to cancer, and I've wanted to be in front of an audience and be able to dedicate something to him. So, Derek, this is for you. Thank you very, very much.
I bet the baby looks like Bud Friedman. What do you think of that?
He'd like to be in front of an audience besides the Adult Video Award.
Yeah, right. What is it? You don't want to thank your son in front of the Adult Video Awards where Bob normally works.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, maybe Bob could explain this, but one of our camera guys was actually at the award show.
Yeah.
It was taped. And I guess they didn't put this on TV, but they explained why there were two winners because of the whole thing with you getting on the air and voting on the Internet. And there was some explanation of the difference between phone-in and Internet.
Oh, please.
So they disparaged his
Yes,
award.
so Bob's award isn't really meaningful.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
So they declared.
Wow, what a way to start the day.
Congratulations.
Thank you. For which thing?
I'm not sure.
I thanked you first, like I told you I would.
You're an honest man, and I appreciate that.
And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been there, and I definitely know that, and everybody knows that.
Say it, F. Bud Friedman. So what did Bud do? Like, Bud let you get up in front for free or something? In front
He
of
was the first guy that it was him that actually told me to move out to LA. Well, he said call in for spots, and that was the first time I went on stage, and that's when I went home and told my wife we're going to quit my job and I'm going to move out to LA.
Man,
and I went there, and the place had burnt down.
You're getting all emotional, man. It's an American Comedy Award.
Well, we had talked for a long time, and I never really thanked him. I figured I'd have to go up there and.
Wouldn't you love to get rich so you don't have to kiss Bud Friedman's ass? Wouldn't that be the best?
You know, my parents never took it seriously that I do comedy, and then when I get to this thing, my dad went because my wife couldn't go.
Right.
And Jack Carter came over to me and said, Robert Schimmel, I think you're so funny, and my dad, freaked out.
That was it.
Validated me.
Right. Yeah, I talked to Red Buttons on a plane. My dad thinks that's the greatest. My father's like, wait. My father goes, wait a second, let me understand something. Red Buttons and you sat together and had a conversation? I go, yeah. He goes, oh, boy, that's something.
Red Buttons talk to you?
Red Buttons is a great actor and a great comedian. Yeah, right.
Oh, man. By the way, George Slaughter told me to tell you that he's a very big fan of yours.
Thank you.
And that he would love to be on your show, but he's afraid that you would take him apart on that.
Great. Nobody knows who he is. Who cares?
What do we know about George?
Yeah, I mean, please. Take him apart. Like somebody is waiting for George Slaughter to show up on this show.
That would be his greatest dream, that you could take him apart.
George, when you invented laughing 900 years ago and haven't done anything since, what was that like? You know what I mean?
You know that's Jackie's hero.
Right.
Jackie would, if he ever won an award, would be thanking George Slaughter.
Yeah, not me. George Slaughter. So, Bob, your wife had the kid. That was very touching, actually, when you thanked your son who died, or, dedicated it to him.
Well, I figured that was the first and last chance I was ever going to get to do something like that.
Who was that imbecile who kept interrupting your speech?
John Finette was up there also.
Now, why did...
Another winner.
I know that you won the voting. Why would he be up there with you?
Well, you have so many fans, Howard, that you actually, because of you helped change the rules of the American Comedy Awards.
I knew it.
Right.
I didn't know anything about that and until at that moment, actually, when they announced it, and they had a little speech up front. And I guess what they did was, a lot of your fans are computer guys, and the internet votes was, I guess it was a giant landslide for one of us. I never said who it was.
Was you.
And the 900 number did not reflect the same thing. So,
I see. So they gave it to two
So
guys.
there was a 900 number winner and an internet winner.
Yeah, that never happened before. Oh, please. That's more fixed than that fight on Saturday night.
It's 1999. Everybody's on the internet.
Exactly.
Well, I was never going to get Lennox Lewis and Holyfield.
So were you there when your wife gave birth?
What? Yes, I was. Actually, I was home, and she woke me up, and she said, I'm having my contraction, look at what time it is, and then I looked at my watch, and she said, I'm having another one. How long has it been? And I said, 3 minutes, and then she said, oh, no, and she had another one, so 3 minutes. So I called the doctor, and the doctor said, I told you to call me when it was 5 minutes apart. Now you're never going to make it to the hospital in time that we're supposed to meet at. So he said, you have to go to the closest place to you, and the closest place to me is like a Chevy dealer, and I'm not going to go there. And, I mean, she lost her water in the car, and to get there...
Really? Easy on that.
I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're in a Miata, it's a lot of water. And
so your wife broke her water in the car.
In the car.
Thank God you were leasing, because you don't own that car now, and you can just give it back. And then what happened? You got to the hospital, and you stayed in the room?
Yeah, we got there about 6:30. The doctor came in, said she was like 8 centimeters dilated. And
that's always attractive.
It is.
Man, she was just about to...
She had him 20 minutes later. We weren't even in the hospital for 20 minutes.
That's great.
So then they said, we're ready to leave 2 days later. And they said, have you thought about circumcision? And they said, because, that was a big controversy.
Don't do it.
Wow.
Don't do it.
He did it already.
Oh.
6 weeks.
You're nuts.
Well, you know what? I didn't want to do it. And I said, I don't care, and my wife said, well, I don't like the way they look when they're not.
Well, she's sleeping with your son.
Right. What, is she going to look at him?
Yeah. Well, she says they. Like, I don't know how many she's seen.
Yeah, right. I don't like the way they look.
Yeah.
Yeah, 900 penises later.
I know. I mean, I couldn't say anything like that to her, like on Valentine's Day, She said, what if I shave myself in a heart shape for you? And I said, I don't like the way they look like that.
Yeah, right.
So then... they do it, but we go to have it done, and the pediatrician takes off my son's diaper. I swear I'm not making this up. And the guy goes, Mr. Schimmel, your son's penis is too big to do here. We got to go to the hospital and do it.
Is that true?
Yeah, he said that I've been doing circumcisions for 16 years. This is only the second penis I've ever seen like this.
Oh, my God.
I don't stock the right size thing to do it here.
Wow. Oh, my God.
So we had to go to the hospital, and...
Who's the father?
Word got out because... nurses from other departments were volunteering to assist in the circumcision.
Wow. Can you imagine your penis needs major surgery?
Your baby's penis.
Are you?
Obviously, it skipped a generation.
That's what I was going to say. Are you small?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Were you proud, or do you feel like, oh, man,
I was going to take a full-page ad out in the trades.
Really? Because in a way, I'm like sitting there going, I don't want my kid to be bigger than me.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, will Robert ever be able to take his clothes off in front of his kid?
Yeah, right. You should take that foreskin and put it in Planet Hollywood, hang it up on the wall. Bob Schimmel's kid. Hey, Bob, congratulations on the American Comedy Award. Congratulations on your new child.
Thank you very, very much.
And,
you know who else had a new child? Is Larry King.
Oh, no.
Chance was born.
Chance.
And they had him circumcised as well.
Oh, they did.
So he will be raised a Mormon.
I see.
Do you know they can't put you... They use... No,
that is ridiculous. This guy is a Jew. And he marries a shiksa. And, that just, the one thing, you see, Jews have this theory, okay? I'm not saying it's my theory. but you should only marry another Jew. And the reason is that genetically, you know how, like, black people are great athletes? The slavery and the whole thing, and, you know, genetically they became great athletes because they were bred for farm work and everything?
Well, there's some pretty good athletes in Africa, too, you know.
Yeah, well, same thing. All right? Well,
are you on medication?
So listen to this. The Jews, right? Bob, you're a Jew, right?
Yeah.
All right. The Jews feel the Jews are smarter than most people, except for Asians. And the Jews are crafty and smart. But they didn't get that way from just,
oh, dear.
You know, it's genetics. From years of breeding.
You believe it?
I didn't say I did. The Jews have become very, very powerful.
Superior race.
And it's a proven fact when they marry a shiksa or something and then they have a baby, their brains are smaller. So, I mean, so the thing is, every time...
You really think Larry King is that smart?
No. But Larry King's kid's brain is going to be smaller, and what they're doing is diluting the gene pool.
Thinning out the blood.
They're thinning out the gene pool. So there it is, and, like, you know, a lot of Jews get upset.
Well,
I just thought it was funny that he's doing with the circumcision, but the child will be raised a Mormon.
Right.
Well, you have to... well, my doctor told me that there is a higher incidence of cervical cancer for women that have intercourse with guys that aren't circumcised.
That's bull. Let me tell you something, man.
Minor, even if it's true.
We have all been mutilated. Our penises have been mutilated at birth. They say that the uncircumcised penis, I mean, there's thousands of nerve endings that are cut off. You are literally, it's like in Africa they mutilate women, and we think that's barbaric, but we're doing the same thing to men.
And Bob's baby probably lost, like, hundreds of thousands because he's so big.
Right. Can't believe your baby's so big. How many inches did they say?
Well, it was about 2 inches already.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
I was in there when they did it, and they brought out smelling salts. My wife wasn't in there. She said she didn't want to be in there.
Jim, so why would you do something to your son
that you don't even want to watch?
That you don't even want to watch? Why would you do this? I don't get why people are still doing this barbaric practice.
Oh, he was screaming. They don't even give you anything for the pain.
No.
And they had the smelling salts, and I said, is that for him? They said, that's for you.
No, it's tremendous trauma to the baby.
Jeez.
It really is, and they say you never recover.
I think the reason why Jews are supposed to marry other Jews is because we can only make another Jew suffer as much as we do.
Yeah.
Gentiles don't know that level of suffering and guilt.
Right.
You marry them, and then it really thins it out.
So, I can't believe your kid has such a big penis. I'm so jealous.
I can't. Are you kidding?
Oh.
I refuse to carry a nude picture of him around.
You know, sometimes, like, when I go to, like, people's homes and have a new baby boy and stuff, you know, they're naked.
Yeah.
And the kid's, like, walking around the pool and stuff, and I go, this kid is so better hung than I am.
I know. It's going to be like Boogie Nights in my house.
I know. Like, when you change the diapers, do you do any of the diaper changes?
I was doing all the diaper changing for 4 weeks until I started going on the road again.
And, like, when you do them, are you, like each time, are you taken aback?
Most of the time, it's
do you and your wife talk about it?
No, but all the friends have asked to see it already.
Really?
You know, it's really weird.
Is it out of proportion to his body?
Well, I can't really tell until he starts walking, but,
No, you know what I mean. Like, is he laying there, and then, like, all of a sudden you see this adult-sized genitalia?
It's a little bigger than what you think it would be on a baby.
Really?
Yeah.
And what if... Wow. And
Always smiling.
Does he get aroused at all?
Yeah.
And is it unbelievable?
Jeez.
Yeah, it's really weird. You know, I don't know if that... Because he gets aroused when... You know, you're changing them, and...
Can you take some pictures and put them on the internet?
I was going to say, he's probably going to have sex
Oh,
soon.
man. They're going to come and take that award away today.
Imagine they arrest you. So, what's his name? Richard?
Oh, man, but I know that was coming.
No, really, what is his name?
His name's Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob Schimmel.
Named after my mother's father. So.
Wow, I can't believe how big he is. I
couldn't believe it either, and I wouldn't have. And, you know, I swear, you know, I think nothing of it really most of the time, but anytime you say it, like today, like I did it on your show, so that means, like, now wherever I go,
right.
I'm going to be in Washington next week performing somewhere. People are going to come up to me and go, got a picture? People have asked me if I have a picture of him.
Yeah, right. Can we see Jake the Snake?
Oh, man.
He's already got a nickname.
He's already got a nickname.
There we go. Well, who else could I...
That ain't a bad... Believe me, that ain't a bad thing to have in life.
I'll tell you what else is very depressing besides that before I go quickly. I was in Washington performing this past weekend, and in South Beach, Warner Brothers, they invited me to this party that they were throwing for Bette Midler because some song went gold, and it was at this club.
Yeah, what song is that?
I'm So Beautiful.
It's a lie.
It must be on some children's album.
She wrote a song, I'm So Beautiful?
Well, I went to this club, and I got there a little late, and she wasn't there anymore, but it's like one of the biggest gay clubs in South Beach. It's called South Asian.
Yeah.
And I walked in with my opening act, and there were 5,000 gay guys there with their shirts off, and the lights were strobe lights, and everybody, I think, was on like an ecstasy.
Right.
And these guys are like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, I've never seen anything like that.
I know. I saw them on Entertainment Tonight, or Extra did a piece on South Beach and Bette Midler.
Yeah,
and every guy in the audience is half nude.
Beautiful bodies.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
My opening act goes, he goes, what happens if they hit on us? And I said, hit on us? We're so out of shape. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
If you went up to one of these guys and said, how about you and me? They'd go, get a trainer and call me in about 6 months.
Right, yeah. Everybody works out down there. That's unbelievable. All right, anyway, listen, congratulations on the American Comedy Awards. And congratulations on...
Congratulate you on it. I wouldn't be, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be there.
It's true, I won that award.
You did. That's why I think some of those people were booing in the front, is because if it wasn't for you introducing me to your fans, I would not have been there.
Yeah, you know what's weird? It's like Bob was dead last in the voting, which really upset him, and he called in and he said, hey, can you guys all vote for me? And then he won. It was like out of control. They had to shut down the internet site.
I know.
It's so funny. So I want to thank our audience for doing that for Bob.
I want to thank your audience for doing it. That's phenomenal.
Bob's a funny guy, and he deserved it.
At least he got the award. Usually, they won't even give us anything.
Yeah, and I'll give it to George Schlatter. At least he didn't, like scam his way out of it. Yeah. He gave it to Bob, so that's cool. All right. Hey, Bob, you're a good guy, and come see us when you're in New York.
Thank you very, very much.
And get some pictures of your son's penis.
You owe him at least that.
Isn't it weird, like when
you don't want to see the face?
Isn't it weird when when you take the diaper off and the kid's that big? Ah, that must be mind-blowing.
Bring the baby in.
Yeah, bring the baby in the next time you come, will you? I want him to sit on my lap.
Yeah, great.
Imagine if I picked up on molesting Bob Schimmel's son. All right, later.
He doesn't have a godfather yet.
Make me the godfather. Come on, that'd be a cool move.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I do it on the show?
You're a Jew, though. Jews don't have godfathers.
Sure they do. I have a godfather.
No. That's like...
It's a Catholic thing.
It's a Catholic thing to have a service for that.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, like Christmas isn't a Christian holiday.
Santa Claus is a Jew. All right, later, man.
Okay, man.
All right, Bob Schimmel, everybody. Great comedian. I like that. I like that he won.
I like that, it was, again, the bad kids in the class.
Yeah.
They had to have an explanation before the award.
Yeah.
I was in Las Vegas last week. I met Hulk Hogan, the professional phony wrestler. That is phony, that wrestling. I think the way it should really work is the winner gets to the other guy in the ring. Because that way, at least one guy's fighting for real.
Broadcasters of your area, in voluntary cooperation with federal, state, and local authorities, have developed this system to keep you informed in the event of an emergency.
The FCC!
I eat hard, Dad.
You eat hard, Dad? Yummy!
I don't know, man. Hey, Bob Schimmel's here. His daughter is here, too, Jessica. I wonder what it's like to be Bob Schimmel's daughter.
Must be something like being your daughter.
I wonder if he gives a $100 donation. If the guy from the museum is listening.
You would like those papers now.
Yeah, give me the papers. I'll make a donation.
The papers.
Yeah, bring in Schimmel. Man. So Bob Schimmel went and did he's a comedian. He went and did the Hollywood Squares, and evidently they
Bob has blown every audition that he's ever had for a pilot.
Right.
He just can't do this stuff.
All right, there's Bob with his daughter. How you doing?
How does she grow up looking so normal with him as a
How come she looks normal and Bob doesn't? Come on in, sit down. What's the matter? He's not your real father.
That's real nice.
How old are you?
Off the bat.
21.
It's hard to believe you have a 21-year-old daughter.
Yeah, you don't look that old.
Yeah, how old are you again, Bob?
Yeah, I'm going to be 50 in January.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Well, you're wearing it well.
Thank you very much.
So was it hard for you growing up with a comedian as a father, especially like Bob, like your parents always getting divorced and remarried? And
They never told me.
Oh, they didn't?
I didn't find out until I listened to your show one day.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, so you never even knew, like he would leave and you wouldn't even know he left?
I don't remember.
He was on the road.
That's right. So listen, I got to tell you this right off the bat.
Yeah.
She's a pre-med student of U of A in Tucson.
Right.
And she has a very important EMT class today that you can't miss or you get kicked out of school. And she told her professor there was a death in the family.
Oh, no. What's he doing on the air?
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
know
good.
it was coming.
Well, where do you go to school?
U of A.
U of A. Where is U of A?
Tucson.
Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
She
So you
said-
just came here with your dad?
Yeah, she just came for. I actually brought her so she can come and. She was just going to hang out back there, and she told me last night, and I didn't know that Gary Coleman is a DJ in Tucson, and she said he stinks down there.
Is that right? He's real bad?
No, he is so bad.
Really? Like, what do you mean?
Like, one of those people that just should never have been born. Oh. You understand. You listen to him and you want to vomit.
Really?
You know, first, I mean,
Well, actually, I heard he's like an intern.
he is. In Tucson, you know that Gary Coleman's a big deal in Tucson.
Is he really?
Celebrity.
Yeah.
So he moves down there, moves in with some grocery bagger. He meets,
Get closer to that microphone.
moves in with a grocery bagger. He meets at a grocery store.
Right.
She sells stories about his sexual feet fetishes to some tabloid.
Oh, we didn't know that.
You should have been here for the interview.
He moves out. So first, you know, he's on the air, and he's so obnoxious. They can't stand him. Now they have him handing out cookies at car dealerships. Public appearances. They don't
I
let
felt
him
bad
on
for him.
anymore. Oh.
I feel bad for him, man, because the kid, his parents took all his money.
Yeah, he wouldn't have to do that if they hadn't
Yeah, I mean,
stripped him of his cash.
the reason he's handing out cookies at car dealerships is they took all his cash, man. I mean, there's nothing worse than that.
It's so sad. He announces his dates, and he's like, I'm taking a girl to the Olive Garden tonight. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah,
What
yeah.
have you been reduced to?
You sure it's because he says he doesn't have chicks. He's never gotten laid.
Well, apparently he's into feet. That's why.
He's working his way up.
Wow, we needed you for the interview. Can't believe it.
He lied.
So you're a pre-med student? Oh, does that mean like you're really smart? You must be. What were your SAT scores?
I'd rather not say.
Were they low?
Are you going to school in Mexico for a minute?
Do you know Spanish? Really? You're smart?
No, they were fine.
What are your SAT scores? Be honest with me.
I honestly...
Come on, you
Come
remember.
on. A little honesty. I didn't break 1,000, so don't be embarrassed.
They were the minimal. It was like 1040, the lowest you needed to get into.
So how could you be pre-med?
Oh,
Like
don't
my-
let anybody be pre-anything.
Yeah, I guess you're not really pre-med.
She better do very well.
No, like my friend, Dr. Lou Weinstein, right? I went to college with him. I remember in high school, he took the SATs, and like he was complaining because he only got like a 710 on English.
Mm-hmm.
And he got like a 760 in math, or almost a perfect score. And I was at 1040. You couldn't even be a foot doctor at 1040. No offense, you're a nice woman and everything.
Maybe you could
You're
be
Bob's
a vet
daughter,
or
so
something.
you could be a vet. No, you know, you could be. What do they call that?
What is that? Those doctors who aren't really
Oncologist or
doctors?
something, yeah.
No, not an oncologist.
What is that called?
You're talking like a
podiatrist?
Podiatrist.
You could be a podiatrist. You should be like a psychologist.
No.
Like one of those kind of doctors, like a PhD.
Most of my friends, I went to a private girls' school in Phoenix, and
Right.
a lot
Parochial.
of my friends...
Really? Why'd you do that? Why'd you send her to a
My
parochial
wife
school?
put her in a parochial school, which my
Oh, like
parents
you
really
had
loved.
nothing
All
to
girls.
do with it.
All girls. It was okay.
Bob,
when
are
it was
you
time to
Jewish?
Pick her up. Yes, I am.
Your daughter goes to parochial school?
Yeah. I know. My parents are Holocaust survivors, so that went along really good.
Yeah, right.
Like
Yeah.
I was out of the will in 9th grade already.
So are you Jewish or are you Christian?
That's a bad topic.
Why? You're a Christian,
I don't
right?
believe in organized religion.
Oh, you don't. But do you consider yourself like a Catholic?
No.
No.
I hate
Well, it's not organized at our house.
Catholicism after going to a parochial school.
You do. You didn't like it.
No, it's annoying. I mean, they teach you, they're like, you can't have birth control and only sex for procreation and don't have...
Your daughter's good looking, Bob.
Thank you very
You
much.
know, I'm trying not to
My
look at
wife
her like
did not want her to get on. My wife called me last night and she said, Bob, I'm begging you, do not do this.
This could be another breakup
I said,
for you.
why? She
Yeah.
said,
You might have
"No,
another
you have no
separation."
idea how close we are.
Yeah. I'm
not
only on my
kidding.
first separation. He's been through it like 17 times.
I know. Hey,
Do
listen,
you
I
go
was going
and
to
do
split
it
up with her just for the
legally?
publicity.
Did you have a
What?
legal separation when you guys got separated?
We were divorced.
You were divorced?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You didn't know that about your parents?
No.
You didn't know your parents were divorced?
I have cousins my age, and they all knew, and they were just told not to tell me. One day I'm listening to a radio show, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh.
Yeah, your father's weird, man.
Yeah, no, we were married, and we were married for about 6 months. That's how it started. We got married. Well, here's what happened. We wanted to get married. Her parents said no.
Right.
No way. You're not ready to get married. And I said, hey, they're not going to tell us what to do. So to punish them, we got married.
Right.
And I'm still punishing them 23 years later.
So you got married, and then you got divorced. When was the first time?
No, first we got annulled 6 months later.
All right, that was the annulment. Look, she's like in shock, your kid.
Oh, my goodness. Was she around when you were
Oh, not then. No.
Yeah,
She wasn't even conceived yet.
Okay.
So you got annulled.
Yes.
And then you decided to get back together. You had to get remarried.
How long before you got remarried after the annulment?
About a year. We started seeing each other again, and then we got married secretly in Las Vegas. But then she still stayed with her parents, and I stayed with my parents. And then she got pregnant with Jess. And one day when she was starting to show, her mother said, what's with you? And she said, I'm like 4 months pregnant. And she said, pregnant? And my wife said, it's not what you think. Bob and I are married.
Right.
And she said, then what are you living at home for?
Yeah, right. What kind of marriage is this? Well, it's a lot cheaper living at home when you're married.
So what did you do? Meet and go to hotels?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah,
so
the Motel 6.
That's exciting. And then you got separated a couple of times.
Then we got separated, then we reconciled, then we got legally separated.
You did legally separate.
Oh, yeah.
Not at all.
Oh, yeah, then we got divorced.
That's what keeps it hot. And you had your daughter had no idea any of this was going on.
Where did you think I was when I was gone all that time?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you were just...
You
busy.
did visit, didn't you, Bob?
I thought I was busy.
You thought he was working. You don't care. How old were you when your parents divorced and you didn't know
I
it?
don't even know.
How old was she when you did that, Bob?
Probably about a year and a half.
Oh,
the first time.
Yeah.
And then, but what about the legal separation, divorce?
Yeah.
How old was she for that?
She wasn't there for those things. I think we had a babysitter.
Yeah.
She wasn't in court.
Did these legal separations last a long time?
Yeah.
Was this a boarding school she was in?
No, it was a parochial all-girls
You mean,
school.
wait a second, you were separated for a couple of months and your daughter had no clue.
No.
So what would you do? You would just come home and live while you were separated?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I wasn't living with them. They moved out.
They moved out.
Yeah.
Oh, they left you.
Yes.
And you never told your daughter?
One time I had a fight with my wife, and I said, look, if you don't like it, you don't have to be here when I get back. Not knowing that when I got back, she really wouldn't be there.
Literally.
All the stuff was gone, and there was a note saying goodbye.
Right.
I finally, after hearing it on the radio, I took my mom out one night and gave her some wine. She's a little tipsy.
Right.
I started
I don't know the
asking
story.
her about this stuff. Saying, well, where was this? And she's like, oh, we were separated, and I got into the car because we were supposed to go on a date, and there were wine glasses and women's underwear in the car for someone else.
Oh, man, Bob.
She said that you sold your wedding ring to buy wine for this girl.
Is that true? And so now
I didn't sell it. It was at a pawn shop. I could have got it back.
So you've never asked your father about any of this? No, it's embarrassing.
You wouldn't tell me.
Because you were with chicks. Bob.
You were just going to tell the underwear story, and that was it. What's the selling the line? Her boyfriend sold my underwear on eBay.
Who cares? This is better.
This is better. No, it's not.
I find out all these stories later.
So you sat down, your mother was very honest with you, and she said, look, he was busy with wine and women's underpants in the car.
Yeah, that's why the breakup lasted longer.
She said they were supposed to go on a date and reconcile, and then she got in the car. And
Nice.
sold his wedding ring to buy wine and women's
But Bob,
underwear.
if you're going to have a date with your wife, why would you leave women's panties in the car for the date?
But she said that she would come home and there'd be like women in towels, and he'd say that they were playing racquetball.
It wasn't women. It was one girl, and she was. Yes, she was.
Diaphragm was out.
The diaphragm. You listen to this. Why would you leave a woman's diaphragm out?
No.
I mean, really, this is
Come on, Bob.
It's funny because
It's
Bob,
very thin here.
Bob's got an excuse for everything because I know the story about the woman.
Yeah.
The woman was just a female friend who was a comedian.
Yeah.
And they were playing racquetball, and she just came to the house to take a shower.
Right.
And just his wife just happened to come home.
We're buying that too.
No, we were.
So
no,
you're
wait.
saying when you were legally separated, you didn't see any other women?
Wait a minute, isn't this the one where you didn't think you were getting back together, so you were having a little fling?
No. Hey, wait, no.
This had to be quite a shock to your system,
Yes.
right? Yeah, and it's a hard discussion to have with your mother, and yet even after this discussion, you didn't say, hey, Dad, I know everything.
No, I said, why did you take him back? I wouldn't have.
Right.
Said,
Ooh.
Okay, this was a good
she
idea.
took him
This
back
was good.
because when they reconciled and had sex one night, she got pregnant again, so she figured.
Oh, man.
And you're worried about getting kicked out of school?
Now, why would your wife tell your beautiful daughter this?
Hard.
I mean, about you. I mean, it's almost like, you know, he'll knock
That
me
is a
out.
question that will be discussed in about 9 hours.
He got back to
face.
You know, I guess his wife didn't have any diaphragm stories.
I'm almost out right now.
Explain the diaphragm, how that ended up.
Okay, no, this is what happened with that. See,
Explain to your daughter.
I came here to promote my HBO special.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a good one.
No, but the diaphragm.
You should work with your daughter.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. I'll be lucky if I can visit her after
No,
this.
this is definitely a sitcom.
Jesus Christ.
What happened with the diaphragm?
No, we were separated, but my wife and I were trying to reconcile.
Okay.
She lived in a different apartment,
Right.
and I lived in this place, and I went out with this, we went to play racquetball.
See, he's got to get the story straight.
No, yes. It's
You
very
went to play
early for me.
racquetball with a
We
comedian.
played racquetball with this female comedian,
What
and we
time
used to
of the
write
night was
together.
this?
It was
And she popped her diaphragm out?
Of course. It was no, it was in the afternoon.
Right.
We played racquetball.
Right.
And then she came back to the apartment and she said, listen, she had an acting class, and she said, is it okay if I shower before I go over there?
Yeah.
And I said, okay.
Yeah, I'll watch.
So
And how's the diaphragm wind up on the nightstand?
And she was a pretty good actress because she acted like Carl Lewis and ran out of there very fast, and my wife barged in.
Right. So you're telling me
No,
that
she came out of the shower wearing my wife's robe, and my wife just happened to come over to say, look, I really want things to work, and there's the girl dripping wet in front of her. And she ran out, and I told my wife, it's not what you think. We were playing racquetball, and I went to pick up the girl's pocketbook to give it to her, and her diaphragm case fell out. My wife said,
that always happens.
Yeah, she said, is this one of the rackets?
Right.
And,
yeah, it's
that
a
was
highlight scoop. Yeah, you know them, honey.
Well, you need that for racquetball.
All right, so you didn't know any of this about your parents. You grew up after all.
They were good.
I don't understand, Bob, though, how you'd be legally separated and stuff.
Divorced.
And you didn't sit down with your daughter and say, listen. Like, I'm going through it. My wife and I sat down with the kids, and we said, look, right now we need to separate. If things aren't going smoothly, and we had a long discussion. It was very painful, a lot of tears and all that kind of stuff.
But you supported the kids through it.
Yeah. I mean, you just left and never told I said it to my wife, why do we have to tell the kids?
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah, you're
Why
right.
didn't you talk to
No,
Bob
that's what I said, because I said, what if it works out? But the thing is you probably have a different relationship with your wife, and ours became very volatile, and there wasn't going to be any sitting around and talking.
Oh,
and
I see.
We could still be friends, right? She's going, hold on. Can I talk to the lawyer, please?
Yeah, right.
What, friends with who?
Right.
No, I'm in big trouble now. I had my gallbladder out like 4 weeks ago.
Did you
And
really?
they give
You're
you
always sick.
They give me some really good medication. Well, one of the problems is...
Do you work out or something? You look like you're kind of chiseled right now. What's
Maybe
the story?
it's just he lost
Because
weight
I lost weight from the surgery.
operation. Yeah.
And so what happened was...
You got to tell me about Hollywood Squares.
No, I will.
Okay, go ahead.
I will.
Yeah, okay,
You know, he always has so many stories.
So listen, so I was on this blood pressure medication. One of the symptoms is it's very hard to get aroused when you're on medication.
Right,
and
right.
you know, and my wife constantly is going, is this what it's going to be like for the rest of our lives?
Right. You get your daughter, she's like, what do I do with my face while my father talks about
She
his
knows
erotica?
this.
They're
No, she
still
knows
having
this story.
sex.
Right,
I come
right.
back from the hospital.
This he
and,
could tell her, but he can't say he's legally separate. Yeah.
and I was pretty stoned on this medication, and my wife caught me in a sex chat room.
Oh.
You are just a mess.
Did she?
Sorry.
No, trying to tell us, because my mom locked him out of the bedroom, and she tried to say, no, we were talking about the end of the world and Y2K.
Well, it was the end of the world. She caught me.
Philosophical thing.
Were you there for this, or your mom told you about
No,
it?
I was there.
She was
You were
there.
So your dad was on the chat room, and he was having
Obviously
sex.
not having any problems with the
All
blood
I
pressure
hear is, like-
medication that night.
Well, it was exciting. Does it make you uncomfortable that your dad likes to have sexy chats?
No, actually, I don't. It doesn't bother me.
He's a human being.
Normal.
He's a man.
It's normal.
It's normal.
It's normal. Every father. No.
But you could see that your mother would be upset because
definitely.
he claims impotence due to his blood medication.
She wanted to know.
Right, and all of a sudden when he's typing with one hand, he's fine. Right. I, as a matter of fact, wrote my book that I did have sex chats. I do. I had them, and
Yeah, but nobody walked in on you. Bob
No.
doesn't lock doors.
Didn't you pee on the floor?
who peed on the
What?
floor?
I did. No, Jess, what are you talking about?
Why did you pee on the floor?
No, because she scared it out of me. That's why.
Are you
She was right
kidding?
behind me, and I was so out of it. She said, "Bob, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm just checking my mail," and somebody's like, "You know,
do you want it now, big boy?
And you wet yourself?
oh yeah,
Oh, my goodness. What a mess.
You peed?
oh yeah."
Your wife caught you? You peed? What kind of man are you?
Thanks, Jess.
Man.
Thanks, Jess.
Bob, what's your story? Are you embarrassed by your father?
No.
No,
Were you
obviously.
upset when your dad would even do very dark material? With some of my favorite materials when he talks about your brother who died.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about that. Did you ever hear that material?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be painful when your dad starts doing that, right? But he's an honest comedian.
Sort of, but at the same time, my brother Derek had such a great sense of humor, and his whole life was, my dad was the epitome of his life, and he went on the road with him. Sometimes he'd go on stage with him. And
wow.
So he
would have found it funny. He would have definitely laughed at it.
Because it's a great story. When Bob talks about how the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and it was kind of a waste that we're going to give a wish to, your brother, but Bob said, well, he wants to see my dad and make love to Dolly Parton.
Something like that. Yeah, why don't adults get a wish? We never get a wish.
Healthy adults.
You don't get any wishes.
That's right.
Those kids who die, they're not going to be around to enjoy the memory of that wish. What about the dads of these sick kids?
Who are going through it.
I had to do an interview last night for something. I took her to dinner with me, and we're sitting there with these people that I never met before, and all of a sudden they asked her, what's it like having him for a father, and he talks about sex all the time, and then she starts talking about masturbation in front of this guy.
I was just saying.
Just saying.
What's your story? You got a boyfriend?
No, I have a fiance.
All right. Oh, yeah.
She's going to go through the whole trip. She's going to get married young, divorced, legally separated.
You're a little young to be.
I have to catch up on the divorces here.
Yeah.
No, all I was saying was any guy you ask in high school or college about masturbation, he'll be like, 10 times a day, this way, that way. You ask a girl, any of my girlfriends, I would never do that.
Oh, they're lying.
And I don't understand why women lie about it.
I know, they all do it.
It's abnormal. If they say they're not doing it.
You ever asked your daughter if she masturbates? I mean, this is a whole new area.
I heard this, and he said, I'm not asking the question.
I'm doing it now, by the way.
It's a whole new area that I can explain to the Children's Protective Services.
All right, tell me about Hollywood Squares, because this sounds great. You actually caused them to stop taping, right?
Well, yeah.
When did you do this, by the way?
Last
do you
week.
plan to do this stuff, or does it just happen?
No, listen. No, wait a minute. Wait.
By the way, I should plug you, too. You got a new CD coming out?
December 7th, and I have an HBO special that premieres Saturday night.
November 13th at 10
coming
p.m.
Saturday. I'm on Hollywood Squares all week this week, and Conan tomorrow night live in L.A.
All right. Also, things are happening.
The Improv in Bray at the end of the week.
He's finally going to
finally something's going to happen, and you're
finally 50 years old. It's happening. Yes,
you are a big part of that.
So anyway, are you going to be a bitter comedian like Rodney Dangerfield? All your big success will come when you're 50. No. Bob, so what happened?
Coming. So
what happened to?
Right, I love the way he dismissed that.
I heard it. What happened on Hollywood?
Okay, so I do Hollywood Squares, and they're really great people there. But here's what happens: they never tell you the answers to the questions. Right. They give you bluff answers, and they give you jokes that someone writes.
I did it years ago. So you go in a room, and they brief you beforehand.
So you don't know the answer.
I told my parents I'm on Hollywood Squares, and they said, yeah, but that's not the real one. So
yeah, right. I wasn't even on the real one.
It's not the real one.
The real one was with Paul Lynde.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Mom, I'm on the Mike Sullivan show. So I get there, and here's what happens.
What square were you in, by the way?
No, I was in every square except the center, because they switch you around every.
Oh, they do. Okay, all right.
So I was sitting next to Whoopi, and the question was, if you're reaching for your mashie or your niblick, what activity are you involved in? And I said, playing Twister with Louis Anderson. And the grid started laughing, and all of a sudden they stopped tape, and there was a huddle. And
really, they stopped tape.
And the people were talking, and Louis films Family Feud there. And
they had a discussion. See, when I did it, they just edited everything out I said.
Well, that's why I don't know what's going to happen. So then they came back and they said, we're going to ask you another question.
All right, so they stopped tape and they got rid of that question and they said, we're starting a new one.
They said, the term a pig in the poke refers to what? And I said, spending the night with Louis Anderson. And Adam Carolla was sitting up above me, and I heard him stamping his feet on the thing. And the cast of Everyone Loves Raymond was there, and they thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, that's good.
And Whoopi Goldberg ducked behind her square. She was on the floor. She liked it. She wouldn't come up,
So why, if everyone's laughing, would they stop that?
Well, wait a minute.
Because I don't think you're supposed to mention people's names on the show.
The Louis Anderson line didn't go the first time. Why did you do a second Louis Anderson?
So we'd have something to talk about here.
If I knew, right. All right. If I knew it was going to have that reaction, I would have done it on the first show instead of waiting till the fourth one.
So now, did they stop tape a second time?
No, I don't know what they did.
You don't know. So
I don't know.
A lot of it might be edited out.
I don't know if they edit or how they do it on the show.
Right. So they left it in.
There was no more discussion?
No, not even goodbye when I left. And I know Louis. I told him. I said, Louis is a friend of mine. He's a nice guy and everything, but he is really fat. I mean, because they said you just called Louis Anderson a pig on national television.
No, I think you even implied more.
And I said, he's a nice guy, but I told him once, I said, Louis, you're so fat. I mean, seriously, for someone to
for someone to pleasure you orally, I mean, you'd have to, like, lay across 2 chairs face down, and the person would have to roll underneath like on those things the car mechanics use.
Yeah, right.
And he said, it's nice to know you got it all worked out already.
Yeah. So, you thought it through. So, Bob, this is a big event for you, the Hollywood Squares, because that shows a certain legitimacy.
National, yeah.
National, perhaps you'll be noticed now.
I also was almost on Jerry Stiller Friars Club roast.
You know what happened? You got thrown off a roast?
I don't know how that happened. You know, I have a
where
thing
was
with
this?
Comedy Central.
The Comedy Central had a roast.
For Jerry Stiller.
Jerry Stiller is the comedian who used to be on Seinfeld. He played somebody's father.
He played George's father, and then he thought he'd do something different and play Raymond's father.
Right.
So,
yeah. So
they asked me to do the roast.
Right. So this is where you get up for a couple of minutes and make fun of the guy.
Yeah.
So what happened?
At the Friars Club, where anything goes.
Right. Now, what could you possibly have said? I don't even think you can repeat it, can you?
What did he do?
I don't know. I heard about this.
This is the second time with these people in less than a year. First it was the awards, where all of a sudden, you tell people to vote, and the internet site gets yanked. That is cyberspace.
That we did, right?
American, the Comedy Network. They had a vote. Who is the funniest guy in the world? So I did Bob a favor, and I said, hey, everyone vote for Bob Schimmel.
What was funniest new comedian?
Right. And he won. All our fans got on the internet and clogged it with votes. Right?
No, yeah, that's what it was.
So they said, oh, this is a foul.
Right.
This is not right. So they had to give Bob the award since he won. But they also gave it to someone else.
They gave it to someone else.
They reworded it.
They gave it to someone else, and then they had to give it to 2 girls also because they didn't want it to be obvious. So
right.
What, did everybody get an award?
Everyone ended up getting the award.
So Rodney came over to me that night, and he said, the other girl that won, the one that wasn't supposed to, he said, she really owes you something because she wouldn't have it if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, and you got that award, but that was under protest. And then
they said because of controversial campaigning.
Right, and then you went on.
So then I get asked to do the Friars Club roast,
and that seems like an easy gig. All you got to do is get up. So what?
And I creamed them on there. As a matter of fact, in the New York Observer, there was an article about the roast, and the guy was there and said that he thought I was the highlight of the whole thing.
You were funny, right?
See, you made the other guys look bad.
You think your daughter could get a bathing suit for us? All right, we'll pass on that. Go ahead. Yes, and she's really cute.
She said she would if your daughter would do it at the same time. So,
well, let's call that a standoff. So
I was on there. What did I say? Oh, I said that Jerry Stiller's a very nice guy,
right?
And that he's always, no matter where he's been in his career, he's had a helping hand for other comics. And one day, this comic came over to him in a club and said, "Mr. Stiller, I'm a big fan of yours, and I've been doing comedy for about 8 years, and I can't seem to get anywhere. And if there's anything you can do to help me." And the Jerry said that if you let me perform some kind of oral.
Fellatio.
Thank you, Jess.
Right. That's okay, fellatio.
On you, that I'll give you, that I'll do everything I can to help you. And the comedian said yes, and that comic today is Ellen DeGeneres. Well, that
did not go over.
No,
nobody liked that.
No. Because it was a trick joke, because I used a word in there that would make people believe that it really was going to be a guy I was talking about.
Right, yeah, you fooled them.
But I'm out. So then here's what happens. They
cut you out of the entire roast?
And they say that it was because of time, that the show ran too long, and they had
to eliminate you completely because of time.
But the bad part is I was in the pre-show, the pre-roast party interview stuff, so people are seeing me on that, thinking, hey, you're going to be on there, and then I'm never on.
There you go. Well, that's unreal.
The story of your life is what it is.
No, but not now. There's a lot of good things happening now. But
people might not miss him on that roast. After all, his own kids didn't miss him when he was separated from them.
Oh my God!
No, he's not there.
They just don't know. Nobody realizes when he's gone. Well, anyway, this is exciting. I've learned a lot today.
Have you really?
Yeah, I really have. Bob, what is your daughter's name? I don't even know. Jessica.
Now, Jessica, do you think he's a good dad?
Yeah, he's a good dad.
Yeah, he's a fun dad.
He's fun.
Yeah, it's always interesting. And he took you on this business trip all the way to New York.
She's saying that because she wants to go to Bloomingdale's after. Is that right?
Drop a little cash.
You know why I think that he's a good dad is because I should probably not announce this everywhere. All my grandparents know it's cool. Right. When I decided to have sex, I told him first.
You did?
Wow. And
not your mother?
No, because she's a little hysterical.
She's uptight.
And I tell my dad first, and at first I'm just talking about, like, other things, and he's like, well, you can't live your life from the front porch, and, and you got to learn what you're going to regret more, doing it or not doing it. And it was with my fiance, and I planned this whole thing, and we went.
Is this the first? Your fiance is your first?
Mm-hmm.
And your only?
Mm-hmm.
And you think that's wise? How old are you? 21?
She doesn't think it's
If I could
wise.
go back to high school, I would have been the biggest slut. But
Right.
now that I'm...
You better hope
But
he's
what are
not
you going to do? You're
listening.
going to get married and only have sex with one guy the rest of your life?
No, and him, too.
Oh, right. And how old are you?
21. Almost 22.
Oh, you're old enough to make that decision.
Oh, my goodness.
But he helped me. I mean, they're really honest, and I was really fortunate because I ended up, telling my mom, and at first she's hysterical, and then she's like, well, you're only young and firm once, and started telling me about her and my dad and giving me advice, and I was like,
Right.
wow.
Wow.
What kind of advice could she give?
You're only young and firm once.
Does she tell you how to clench your fists while you're doing it? So,
I'm lucky because a lot of my friends at school can't tell their parents, can't tell anyone, and they have a lot of problems. And
I'm hoping
I can come home and tell my parents, and I'm diabetic. And
Are you?
I ended up having some, there's a lot of complications sexually that you can have with diabetes.
Really?
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
well,
be really
especially if you use
careful.
those licking lotions that have a lot of sugar in it.
Right.
No,
What a dad.
Yeah, edible panties are out.
The edible panties will
No,
give
they
you
have
a
them with
sugar
Super
rush.
Sweet now.
Oh, they do have edible panties.
I mean, it was good. I could talk to my
Like
mom.
what kind of sex stuff goes wrong with diabetics?
Well, first, this hasn't happened yet, but you can definitely you lose sensation in a lot of young men. I have friends my age who are impotent already.
Oh.
Really?
You lose sensation. You're more prone to like yeast infections. Just a whole bunch
Really?
of stuff. Yeah, it's like a whole thing. You have to take all these medications.
What am I doing here?
At the same
I need to
time,
hear
like-
about your yeast infection.
But you don't have any.
She said it hasn't happened.
Right.
Okay.
But the
Just
big,
don't have one on Passover.
the big clincher was I was allergic to spermicide and didn't know.
Right. Oh.
I was in a lot of pain.
Which is close
having
to
a
my
lot of
wife because she's
problems.
allergic to sperm.
No, and I couldn't understand, because on TV everyone's like throwing each other around and it's so fun and this is
Right.
so painful and horrible. So I call my mom up and she's like, well, your dad's allergic to spermicide and you guys have sensitive skin, so maybe it's the same thing.
Oh,
And
my
I thought,
goodness.
if I
Bob,
was-
you're allergic to spermicide?
if
My
I was
wife
allowed to
tried that
ask my
foam or
mom-
whatever it is.
And it really lit you on fire, huh?
Lit me on fire. Yeah, I thought I was like having intercourse with a calzone. That
I
was
was wrong.
Oh man. Wait, yeah. So you were saying?
Oh, I went to the health center every day, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with me? I'm bleeding, and they're like, well, maybe you have cervical cancer, maybe you have this, maybe you have that, and I'm
Oh,
like,
my.
I should have never had sex before marriage, like my mom said. This is
Right.
my punishment, and
Right.
and so.
no.
That was horrible.
I
So
didn't
thank
know
God.
what was wrong, and I was like,
I don't know any of these stories.
my fiance is like, I don't.
Well, now everyone
I
does.
do. So luckily I called
How
my
would he
mom,
know
and
what
first
to
she's
do?
like, run a porno and drink wine.
Right.
So I rent the porno, and it makes me want to vomit.
I'm bleeding. Rent the porno and drink wine.
So then I have wine, which I'm not supposed to drink anyways. I'm diabetic, and it makes me like so weepy. And my fiance's trying to pull moves, and I'm like, I miss my mom and dad. Why don't I go home?
Oh no.
And so nothing's working. And
It was
then
disastrous.
I found out it was, it was all health related. And,
Right.
and then I get in the
A lot of health problems in the
I
Schimmel
get in the
family.
car, and my grandparents are in there, and they're like,
What did you just say?
shoot.
Shoot is okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
What's
Do I
happening?
lie? Because if it comes out in my dad's act, then I'm really in trouble for lying to my grandparents.
Right.
So I tell them the truth.
That you had sex. Everyone's involved in your
Yeah,
sex.
and I'm out of the will.
Right.
And my grandparents are like sitting there, and this is what I was telling you last night. And Grandma turns to me and she goes, well, you do know it's only for the men. It's painful and horrible, and you just sit there and let them enjoy themselves.
Oh,
you
no.
bet.
Oh, man. This is bad.
What a
This is
life.
bad.
Oh, my God.
What an upbringing.
Guys.
This is bad.
Oh, man. So
Her boy-
now you're having sex and it's all comfortable and good.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort
Still
of.
working it out.
I'm
not
still
with the
trying
right
to
guy
figure
then.
out why it's hard for women to have orgasms from
Let me tell you
just
something.
pure sex.
Can I just say something?
And don't say it's not the right guy, because no one
It
I
is.
know has.
Okay,
knows what
look,
they're
listen to
doing
me.
yet.
Listen to me. You're very young. You haven't been with an older, experienced guy yet. No offense. Your dad wants me to teach you. I'll teach you. I'll show
you'd
you.
be good enough
I'll
to
talk.
do that.
Bob would be so honored if I had sex with you because Bob loves me. All right,
do.
Bob, you would be
Well,
fine with
you're
that,
free
right?
now. You can actually be his son-in-law.
Yeah, I am. Imagine I'm your son-in-law, Bob.
Oh, God. I'm going to pee again in a second.
Right. That'll scare you.
Oh, man.
Listen to me. You are so young, and I mean this from the bottom of
Don't
my heart.
make these mistakes.
Don't get married yet. You can have
Take it
sex with your
easy.
boyfriend, relax, and you'll see that you will find partners that will be able to deliver the big one.
Nurse.
What?
Partner.
Partners.
She's got to run through a lot of them, Bob.
You're a little young. You're a little young to be making that decision.
My mom did it.
And you saw how well that worked out. So
I told her, I begged her to do it with somebody else. I really did.
And there's no rush to do it with someone else. But I'm saying you don't have to get
more time in the
married.
room.
What is the rush to be married? You can live with someone. You can hang out with someone.
You want to be a doctor. That's a lot of education you have to go through.
And,
Why saddle a person with that?
Robin, tell her about the back door. What you call during the commercial. There's a whole. There's a bunch of things you could learn.
I went to the hairdresser.
Are you gonna get married and never have an orgasm?
Yeah, the day you actually have one.
fellatio is totally different from sex. So I went to the
She said, I'm just going to tell the underwear story.
I went to the hairdresser, and somehow this came out because it was very open, and my mom was talking about it.
Yeah.
She said, well, I always have orgasms from sex, and I don't understand what's wrong with you, and so no one else I know has. So
you're young.
If you do it, I don't know if you're allowed to say that. If you do it in the form that dogs do it.
All right. That's good. Thank you for cleaning that up.
Use a sex
toy. Okay,
then you're able to have orgasms with sex. And it works.
Listen to me.
You did try that.
I came home one day and I was so hungry. My fiance brought this paper bag and I said, "Oh, you brought me dinner. That's so sweet." And it was a
vibrator. Listen to me.
This I didn't know either.
Listen to me.
I hide it when you come.
You
to the
can have an orgasm through intercourse. And it will.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Someone has to help me.
Well, I'm going to help you. I love Bob, and I'm going to help. I'm going to help your family out, Bob.
Oh my God!
All right, I'm going to help you out. You don't
my
have to
manager,
worry.
Lee Kernis, right now sitting in.
I'm going to take you in the back room and show you that it's possible. All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I know it has to be something with the rhythm because you have to be.
It's a whole process.
You have to be able to.
We'll do it on the internet.
Inside and outside at the same time.
Yeah, we'll hit all your
It has
spots.
to do with up here. You got to be relaxed.
Yeah.
I can't. That's one thing that I was asking my dad about regarding my brother. What you're saying.
Yes.
For a long time, I was saying I can't have sex because what if he's up there watching me and he's saying, "Oh my God."
You have,
See, all
and
these
you know what he
issues
says?
are going.
You better get her help. Listen to me.
What do you think he'd be doing? He'd be 18 this year. He'd be having sex with everybody.
He
Look
would
at
be
me.
thinking about you.
Look at me.
That's right.
I don't know if you trust me. Don't get married yet. All right, just don't.
Oh my
Bob,
God,
tell her.
My fiance's crying and
Your
she's
fiance.
He probably is really crying at Tucson. He's a nice guy, but he's smart in a lot of ways, but he is dumb in some ways. I mean, Jess, you got to tell him this is the truth.
Yeah.
She was getting a cold once or something, and I told her, don't eat dairy for a while because dairy produces mucus in your body.
Right.
And her boyfriend said, is cheese considered a dairy product?
Oh, boy.
All right.
Did he say that or not?
Yeah.
All right.
And you would have sex with a guy that doesn't know cheese is a dairy product?
Even I know that.
He's not playing racquetball with other women, so we're cool.
Mm-hmm. With their diaphragms.
Yeah.
At least he's
You
faithful.
know dairy, but.
Right.
When I was in the hospital.
Wait, look how she defended the boyfriend and rejected you. All in one fell swoop.
my God.
Doesn't that hurt? You're the one who was there when she was born.
She's not marrying you,
Stop
Dad.
right out.
Right. Yeah. He left shortly after.
What?
No, I don't know. I hear these stories where my mom tells me she's like, I'm
Don't
supporting your
believe
dad.
Is your wife supposed to be telling the kids
these
these?
women and
No,
she's
she's not.
babysitting me with other women, like with what's left.
Really?
Walking down Melrose in L.A. with
Is that
my
true?
goodness.
Did you know your wife
while
was
my mom
undermining
was
your?
supporting him.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Well, no. Why? Because she had a job? I was performing, too.
You're making money.
You were performing with the babysitters, apparently.
Are we headed for divorce number 4?
I think so.
You
Bob,
don't know
let
how
me ask you
close you are
something.
right now.
Is your wife supposed to be telling the kids all these negative things about you?
No.
And how bad a man
she's
you
not.
are?
Will
What
someone
are you
please
saying
call my
about
wife?
her?
You don't understand. I mean, she loves him more than anything. He'll do stuff, and she'll be like, "But you don't understand how much I love him." And I'm like, "You could find someone else." But
She's against you, Bob.
when I
was in the hospital for the gallbladder, I was so out of it.
Right.
I actually called one of Jessica's friends to come and visit me at 1 o'clock in the morning.
You're kidding.
Really?
You're kidding.
You are a dog.
No wonder she's angry at you.
Jessica, did you know about this?
Apparently, yes. Yeah.
Really? What?
Jess showed up.
Well, I slept with him in the hospital. I felt bad. I slept in. First of all,
She
when
slept
I'm
in bed with me in the hospital.
When I'm in the hospital, he's always playing golf. But when he was in the hospital, I felt
You
bad.
were
'cause
with him.
If he
Right.
died or something, I'd always feel bad. So I went and I stayed with him.
That's nice. You'd feel bad if I died.
You
Yeah.
didn't want to be there.
But your mom tells you terrible things about your father, doesn't he?
Well,
Doesn't she?
It's just the facts.
Yeah. Well, the way she sees
The
it.
way she sees it.
Maybe Bob was lonely.
Well, the
Needed-
facts are bad. She shouldn't tell you.
Maybe it was hard taking care of his kid. He needed help with a female friend. You ever think of that?
I was a good being...
But wait a minute. He's calling her friends to be with him while he's in the hospital under anesthesia.
I was
now, Bob,
scared and lonely.
Don't you think it's wrong to call your daughter's friends to be with you?
She was of age.
She was?
I mean...
Oh, my goodness.
Maybe you're a sex addict.
You're wacky.
Bob, you're nuts.
You're in the chat rooms, and then you're calling your daughter's friends.
Not funny. Growing up, you'd say that about my best friend. What if she was your stepmom? How would you like that?
Yeah, what if Bob marries your friend?
You know who you are. You're American Beauty.
She goes, go see this movie. Something.
Oh, don't say that because you want... What?
She's like, go see this movie. It'll remind me of something.
Oh.
But Howard, I gotta.
No, I don't like that because he winds up dead at the end.
Yeah, what?
I gotta ask Bob a question. When you call, at 1 o'clock in the morning, when you call one of your daughter's friends, what do you say? You say like, "I need a visitor," or do you talk dirty to her? What do you say?
You know, I actually don't remember because I was on morphine at the time, but I remember that the nurse told me that they caught me down in the lobby of the hotel.
They did.
I mean, the hospital.
But
No, hospital.
But wait a second. That's an interesting slip.
Freudian. Very Freudian.
Wait, Bob, the hospital is not a hotel to call her friends. No, really. How do you have her friend's number? How do you have Jessica, your daughter's friend's number?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like the guy in American Beauty.
You know
your daughter's phone book
he
again.
probably called campus security or
Jessica.
whatever.
No, I think it was www.anywho, and then you can find anybody
But
on there.
Jessica, how did he even get your friend's number? And did your friend call you immediately and say, your dad just called me? Or
No, because Jessica was there.
I was there.
Oh, I see.
Just come up. You have to.
You had left the room for a few minutes.
I left for you. He's such a baby. He can't be alone for 5 seconds.
You left him.
So I left the room. You don't understand. I mean, he's screaming at the nurse saying, "It can't be like this for everyone. It's so painful." You know, so it hurts.
It was. I mean, it was.
And they keep making me wait pain medicine. You know, and like meanwhile, there's kids with cancer sitting there like not even complaining.
Laughing at him.
Hey, but they don't feel my pain.
All of a sudden,
Never mind those kids with cancer.
So she tells me, she's like, I just wanted to let you know that your dad called and asked me to come by at 1 in the morning and keep him company. And I felt kind of uncomfortable knowing, I said, but your daughter's there.
Right.
And he's like, it's okay anyways. And
she doesn't care.
So.
Wow. Did that freak you out?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes. She didn't talk to me for a little while.
Yeah.
Neither did my wife.
You didn't tell your mom, did you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, she showed up.
Oh.
She was the friend who showed up.
Bob.
My wife showed up at the hospital.
Bob, you say this stuff like it's so matter of
it
fact.
happens to everyone.
Right.
Well, he goes, but you weren't here for me. And she's like, well, we have a 9-month-old baby I had to take home and take care of.
Oh, that's right,
You are just disgusting. You are disgusting.
He's funny.
Wait a minute. I was in surgery.
You might be.
Excuses.
He said he
Wasn't it like the
he
Biltmore?
might have died, and he figured he didn't care what he did before he died.
Right. If he was going to die, he must have one of your friends. Is this a young lady that you watched grow up with Jessica and that you become enamored with her?
Enamored.
Yeah.
Is this the lady you were talking to on the computer? No.
Oh, man. You are really not going to Bloomingdale's.
You're grounded, young lady. You're grounded.
Oh, my God. I got out of surgery, and here's what I don't remember a lot about the hospital because I was on morphine, but I do remember that when I woke up, I was hungry. Were you there then?
Mm-hmm.
And I told them that I was hungry. They said you can't eat. You can only have a little water and some crackers or something. And I said that I wanted Skittles and barbecue potato chips.
Got my fiance out and Coke.
And Coke. And they said, you do not want to do this.
Right.
And I said, yes, I do. And who brought it for me?
Steve.
Her boyfriend.
Right.
Brought me the
I
stuff
just want to hear more about you calling the girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's the thing I want.
Yeah, who cares about your
I had a handful of Skittles, 2
Don't change the
potato
topic.
chips, and I
He's
puked
changing
all
the
over.
subject.
Go ahead, go back.
All right,
go back.
forget it.
No, go, okay.
It's obviously
So the
painful,
friend is
right?
there. No.
Yeah.
I don't care.
So your friend showed up?
It's over now. Are you kidding?
Is your friend real hot?
You know how many phone calls she's already
I
getting?
don't think so, but.
Yeah. Obviously your dad does. Are you kidding? She's beautiful.
She's the most beautiful woman.
Bob, is she beautiful, her friend?
Fake boobs.
Really?
That's why he likes her.
Hey, you know what?
But
I have
you
something
could-
in common with her.
Bob, you could certainly meet a girl other than your daughter's friend.
Yeah, you don't have to hunt in her neighborhood.
Right.
Not at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I understand you just your
I
wife just
was
had a baby.
on-
She might be a little out of shape, and you
No,
need some
I
young
was-
friend. But
I was,
As your wife herself said, you're only young and firm once.
right.
I was on morphine. I didn't know what I was doing at the time.
Suddenly, Dennis Rodman and Carmen Electra are Ozzy and Harriet. This seems normal.
Oh, no.
Well, at least you
No
understand.
idea.
No. So, has your dad always sort of been attracted to your friend?
Yeah.
Yes, he has. He's always said to you, boy, she's very glamorous.
Glamorous.
Why don't you have her over again?
So do you ever have your friend? Do you ever have your friend over to sleep over and stuff?
No.
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 Bad idea.
Actually, no friends sleep over anymore, including me, probably when I get home.
Yeah. So.
My mom was quite upset. She asked him, she's like, do you remember that she would come visit and she'd be there and, like taking you to the bathroom and feeding you ice chips? And he's like, no.
I remember the ice chips. Oh, no.
He doesn't remember ice chips. All right, listen. This is wacky.
I think you're following Grandpa's advice. My grandpa said, if you ever cheat, it's easier to die than tell the truth.
Right.
My dad said that? It's easier to die than tell the truth. Well, now we know how they came up with the ending for American Beauty. It's easier to die than tell the truth.
So, Bob, what happened? You just got you got a momentary lapse of judgment, and you got attracted to the friend while you were under morphine.
Yes.
And you called.
People are very attractive under... What?
Do you don't take drugs often.
No.
No. Morphine's pretty good, though.
Right. And what happened was you went into a delusion. And you called one of your...
Don't give him excuses for being a pervert.
He is a pervert.
Yes. You're right.
Jess, you've never had morphine. You don't know what you're doing.
Really.
What were you on in the chat room?
Demerol.
He's a man. Try to understand. He has needs.
No, I was on there and she started saying something.
Their friend is a very sexy girl, obviously a tease, and that's the end of it.
It's all her fault.
What?
Yeah, she is a tease.
She is a tease. Okay.
Does she like your dad? Does she say your dad's cute and stuff like that?
No comment.
Oh, no. You know what she told me? She goes, Dad, is this because you're 50 and it's like a midlife crisis thing? And...
So, yes, that's all.
Yes, that's all.
He doesn't understand, she's a real big flirt, and I tried to explain to him. I said, if she's flirting with you, it's for an ulterior motive. If she's thinking you're in the hospital, you're going to die, maybe she'll get some money. I mean...
She couldn't like me for me.
Nobody couldn't possibly be attracted to you.
He's 50. I mean, he's not like, he has a family, he's not like the best catch there is.
Right.
So, I mean, he's
God,
like,
yes.
He's 50, and so I'm like, you don't understand. Well, she would never do that.
Wow.
Do stuff like that. Girls, I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
They manipulate. They play games.
Well, listen, at 50, he doesn't care what the reason is.
Yeah, he'll just take whatever he can
get. He'll take whatever he can get.
Thank you. Wow, you guys are really great.
Listen,
so I need any...
This is amazing.
Is your self-esteem lower today?
Well, let me say something, Bob.
I'm not going to need my blood pressure medication.
Bob, if your HBO special deals with any of this, I'm right there. I tell you. What a life.
But my fiance does ask him for sex advice.
Right. Well, he's the guy to ask. That's for sure. He knows how to juggle everything. He's doing it all. He's living La Vida Loca.
I said, just don't do it with any dairy products.
Bob, you are a wild man.
Thanks.
You really are. You shouldn't put down the fiance, because she's going to obviously side with him.
That's right. She'll marry him faster.
No, it's not putting him down. He knows I would say that.
Right.
And he wouldn't have a problem with it.
Well, you're certainly an honest man. Bob Schimmel is a great comedian.
Yes, he is. He's living.
His daughter's even a greater comedian.
No.
And
go back to med school, Jess.
Yeah, he doesn't need the competition.
I come in there to get a sip of coffee, and the camera's on her in the green room. I'm going, what's happening here? I've been doing this for 19 years. She's in here 2 minutes. Yes, what's it like being...
Well, Bob has the worst luck. His own mother was a Holocaust survivor.
Yes.
And she sold her story in Hollywood.
She's on a book signing tour right now.
And the fact that she outdid Bob is killing him. And
who's making the movie with her?
Kenneth Branagh. Right,
oh, like the hugest stuff.
Kenneth Branagh is playing her boyfriend, and Brad Pitt's playing my dad.
Oh.
And Steven Spielberg is producing this?
So that's why...
So this is your mom.
So that's why I think...
takes meetings with
that's why those guys could be Holocaust survivors, because they picked the two most non-Jewish looking guys in the world to
Kenneth
play...
Branagh
and Brad Pitt.
Hey, you want people to be sympathetic.
Brad Pitt. Yeah. Where's my matzo bride?
Weird Al Yankovic is playing Bob.
I asked her. She came over to me and she goes, did you see the HBO special? And I said, yeah. She goes, I did that for free. I did that for your father. I didn't ask for any money for that.
Oh, my parents are on the beginning of it.
You would ask for money? And she goes, of course. I'm in the industry.
I swear. I called my mother up and I said, Ma, I said, listen, we could go on like Oprah or one of these shows now because you're a Holocaust survivor. You got the book coming out. I have my HBO special coming out. First generation American.
Right.
A child of a Holocaust survivor. She said, I'm going to have to talk to my people and see if this is what we're looking for.
Oh,
like
really?
I'm riding in on her coattails.
Right. Oh, my God. Well, you've got your problems.
And obviously she didn't do it with you.
No wonder you're turning to your daughter's friends for comfort. I would do the same.
You know, she discussed it with her people, Howard, and they said
16.
No, I got to tell you something. Can I tell you something?
Not legal.
That is the ballsiest thing I've ever heard. Seriously. Like, my daughter has very attractive friends. My daughter's a very attractive young girl.
But you look at them like your daughter.
When I am around them, honest, Bob, this is square business. I look at them, I remember them all as little kids, and I look at them, I put them in a whole nother category.
But I don't remember her as a
I don't even
kid.
want to look at them as sexual beings. I don't even want to think that they're thinking about sex because I just don't want to jeopardize that relationship with my daughter. And also, it's the wrong thing.
What a nice dad.
Yeah, I'm a great dad. Lousy husband, great dad. But,
he wants to jeopardize.
I'm a lousy husband and a great dad, too.
No, you're a lousy husband and a lousy dad.
We haven't found out what you're good at yet.
But you know what I like about Bob's relationship
I'm good in
with
the
his
chat
daughter?
room.
Bob, you know what I like about
As
your
long as there
relationship
are
with
rubber
your daughter?
mats on the floor. What?
Seriously, you know what I like about you're very honest, and I love honesty. I think if a parent can be honest in front of his kid, that's good. I can see you love your dad. You do,
I
right?
love her, too.
Right. And you love her friends.
In spite of himself.
Not friends.
Just one.
Just one.
Are you sure there's never been any others?
Friends? No, Susan was okay.
You know what? They ought to make a... Susan. You'd like to date her?
He's been looking at your friends for years, girl.
Then there was one friend that was cute. You know, I liked Amy was okay.
See?
Yeah.
And then she said, Amy, what are you kidding? She's so innocent. What is she now? A dancer? She's like a stripper in Las Vegas or something, right? She's a
You know
stripper.
how to pick 'em, Bob. All right, listen. This is. I could do another 10 hours on this. All right, you guys have to come back.
We're going to save it for court.
Right.
He's got a
He's nice
life
to his
too.
daughter. He respects her.
Well, of course. Of course. All right.
Of course, because they haven't settled yet.
Oh!
All my affairs are settled.
Are they really?
They are. Yes, they are.
Well, I think
wrong
mine will
again.
be by the end of the day.
Well, I like your daughter. I have to say, Jessica, I like you very much.
Thank you.
I think you should stay the hell away from your father. I'm going to get an order of protection. Bob, you know I love you. Your HBO comedy special, I'm looking forward to it because I'm such a big fan of yours. It premieres this Saturday, November 13th at 10 p.m. Also, a Warner Brothers record is coming out called Robert Schimmel, Unprotected.
That's right.
On December 7th.
Pearl Harbor Day.
And this week you'll be performing in Los Angeles at the
Improv in Brea.
Okay.
And Conan O'Brien tomorrow night, live. From L.A., the first time they ever shot in L.A., and I don't even know what set I'm doing there.
But we don't care because you're funny, and bring your daughter, and you guys should go on stage.
That was really nice of you to let her come in here. That was really
Please, it was smart of me. I learned a lot.
Professors aren't listening.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, that's right. Can she call you if she gets thrown out of class?
Yes, you can. And we'll be back right after these words. Bob Schimmel and his daughter, Jessica.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuttering John moves in incredibly close to Matthew Broderick.
Did you get excited when you kissed Harvey Firestein?
In what way?
Oh, in any way.
I don't think I kissed Harvey Firestein. I kissed another guy in that movie.
Oh, in Touchstone Trilogy?
Yeah, I didn't kiss him.
Have you kissed any men since Touchstone Trilogy?
What business is that of yours?
I'm just asking. Just curious.
No,
Come on, Matthew. I'm a big fan.
Okay, no, I have not.
How does it feel to be how does it feel to be a gay sex symbol?
I don't know that I'm a sex symbol, so I don't know. You want to study my father? Yeah, sure.
Wow, there he is. Did you watch your father in Highway Patrol?
My father wasn't in Highway Patrol.
Do you have any good Christy McNichol gossip?
I don't know her at all. I don't know her at all. You have great questions, but I don't know any of them.
Did you drive here, Matthew, or you what?
I took a taxi.
Why'd you dump Jennifer Greg? You don't answer that?
I'm done.
Okay, so one more.
Nope.
This is a good one. What would it take for you to make love to Whoopi Goldberg? What would it take for you to make love to Whoopi Goldberg? A gun to your head or drugs?
What is going on? I don't know.
You don't like that?
No, I'm done.
You know Howard Stern?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with him? Do you like him?
Just don't.
No comment?
I don't want to talk.
All right, thanks, Matthew.
Thanks, Matthew. We learned so much. You're listening to a man whom everyone knows too much about. Howard Stern.
Yeah, okay. Bob Schimmel was on our show the other day. Bob Schimmel, a comedian, his HBO special, Unprotected, airs Saturday night on HBO at 10 p.m.
Coming Saturday.
And his new CD comes out December 7th. But aside from that, he came on the show the other day to to talk about his appearance on Hollywood Squares, where he was, where they had to stop tape because he was making Louis Anderson jokes. Evidently, that's not appreciated there.
They did let the Louis Anderson pig in a poke joke go.
They did.
Yeah, I saw that.
So Bob, you know, came on with his daughter. And Bob, hi, Bob.
Hey.
I think what happened when Bob, are you at home?
No, I'm in L.A.
Where's home? I don't know where that is.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh.
Are you allowed back?
I don't know. I'm trying.
Are you allowed in the state of Arizona?
Anyway, Bob brings in his beautiful daughter, who's 20 years old. 20 or 21?
She's 21.
Yeah. So she comes in. And I don't know, one thing led to another, and Bob starts talking about he had gallbladder surgery. The daughter starts saying that Bob inappropriately called her friend.
Right. Well, she's there trying to take care of her daddy. She happens to leave the room for a second, and her father calls a friend of hers.
A friend of hers who's like 21. And
to bring him ice chips.
Yeah. And then the wife heard about it. She got upset because, Bob, from what I could tell is, I think you're having an affair with a 21-year-old friend of your daughter's.
No, well, see, that's where it got a little carried away on the show, really.
Yeah, it sounded like that.
Yeah.
You mean you're not?
Well, first of all, she's not 21. She's 25. Second of all...
That makes a difference.
It does.
Yeah, wait a minute.
But it is your daughter's friend.
Well, they're not really friends anymore.
No.
That happened since we last talked to?
They're not friends because Dad's dating her.
Well, it wasn't really a date.
All these are semantics. He's like the president. What do you mean by dating?
Well, let the guy talk. Yeah. You know what? Bob's a friend of the show. Let him have a shot at explaining this.
All right, explain yourself.
I think now would be a good time for a prepared statement.
Go ahead.
No, it's after the show, I just about as many people called my wife as people probably called Comedy Central for the American Comedy Awards.
Right.
I called.
So you won there too.
Yeah. Well.
You hit that lottery. Now you know how. Now you know what did in my marriage.
Yeah, I hit the Powerball in my house. I got off and I called home, and my wife answered crying.
Oh.
Well, I don't blame her.
Everybody that she knew called and said, "We didn't know you were having problems."
Wow.
Why would I run off with one of Jessica's friends?
Right. Why would you?
But I didn't run off.
You did it right there.
I went home after.
I went home after.
No, I mean after the show. Oh, right. You mean after the thing? No,
You're not explaining yourself very well, Bob.
Bob.
I'm all of a sudden on your wife's side. What are you talking about?
No. Bob, wait a second. Come clean for a second.
And I said, listen, she's gonna. I said this was all just a, I said it's just entertainment, and she wasn't very entertained.
Bob's so funny.
Yes, he can't help himself.
Bob.
Yes.
So are you saying, let me just ask the direct question. You have never had sex with that woman?
No. Oh, I never said that I had sex with her.
Right. So you never had sex with her?
Not to my knowledge.
All right.
Because I was on a lot of medication.
Oh, you bastard. Will you answer a straight question?
It sounds to me like you're in love with a 25-year-old.
In love?
Well, not love.
Are you in love with your wife?
Can it help me any?
He's trying to clear things up.
Am I in love with a 25-year-old?
Who isn't?
You're in love with every 25-year-old.
Yeah, I love every 25-year-old.
Now, Jess already was in trouble because she really told her professor that there was a death in the family.
And there was, of your marriage.
It kind of is. So, Bob, when you call a 25-year-old friend of your daughter's
to bring you ice
to come to the hospital and take care of you at 1 in the morning, it implies to me that you have some sort of relationship with her.
Because she showed up.
Right.
Well, like a friendship, like.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have any guy friends?
Right. And
yeah, I do.
Wait a minute. But I'm on your wife's side. She's sitting in.
Why do we have to take sides?
Call her.
No, there's no sides. You know what? I wanted to call my wife.
She was taking care of the baby. They got a 9-month-old.
And you know what? I didn't want the baby in the hospital a lot because they get exposed to germs and everything.
You were such a thoughtful guy.
You're so considerate.
You are a great guy.
No, I didn't do anything.
Why couldn't you live without ice chips for a few seconds?
No, I don't understand calling the girlfriend.
His daughter was right
when
there.
the daughter's there.
Yeah.
No, but I don't remember my daughter being there. See, that's the whole thing. is that I was on medication. I don't remember Jess being there.
Right.
You know, and
but then again,
Wait, on medication, what you do is you wake up and you call the 25-year-old.
but I don't remember waking up. See, I don't know what was
He's
what.
sleeping through this whole thing.
All right, so what you're saying is that you're not having an affair with the 25-year-old.
Presently?
Right.
No.
At any time.
Hey, give him a break. That's fine for his life.
Break.
He's a man, okay?
They're already this is live. Are they going to? They're already calling my house right now.
Did you? Yeah, I don't think you're fixing things here.
I think he is.
No, yeah, I'm fixing it. All right.
Why don't you tell your wife you have multiple personalities? Do the Roseanne thing.
You know what? That is unbelievable.
Right.
That's
All right. So maybe so you got to
do what Michael Douglas did and say I'm addicted to sex.
You want my advice? You got to stay away from your daughter's.
Yeah. See, when you say that, it really identifies the person.
Oh my God.
The friend is very vague and boss.
So wait a second. Wait.
I don't even know if she works there anymore as of,
All right.
minutes ago.
Can I ask you?
Might not even be the boss. Really.
Right. Can I ask you a question?
What?
All right. So in other words, you're not saying you had an affair with this person.
Did I say that on the show?
Right. No, I'm saying you have not.
But it was sort of like it could have been.
No, I'm not having an affair.
Okay, good. So it was. It made it. I'm just trying to clear this up. It seemed like you knew this girl a little too well, but you're just saying you're friends with her.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm not asking any more
The
questions.
big question: can I option your life story?
I was going to say, do you need a roommate, Howard? Because it looks like Robert here is.
Anyway, she's severely pissed off.
Your wife is mad now.
Oh my God.
Have you spoken to her on the phone?
Have I spoken to her on the phone?
Yeah. I don't mean the girlfriend.
Your wife.
I mean the wife.
It doesn't help when you keep referring to the person as a girlfriend. That's really not.
I mean, no, she's a friend who's a girl.
Girlfriend, daughter's boss.
No, a friend who's a girl.
No, she's. Yeah. No. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you're having an affair. I'm saying a friend who's a girl.
Have I talked to my wife since then?
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Okay. Is she allowing you back into the house?
To get some things.
Oh, no. This is another separation.
And my wedding anniversary was November 3rd. That was the 23rd wedding anniversary. It was that was that week, actually, wasn't it? It was that week that it just finished up real nice.
Oh, dear.
So you're single now?
I really don't want to say that yet live.
Would you say it on tape so we can play it when it happens? You should have made this announcement on Veterans Day because you're a veteran of a war.
Many wars.
Of many wars.
Well, I am a veteran. I'm a Vietnam War era veteran, actually.
Let's claim shock.
Were you in Vietnam?
I wasn't in Vietnam, but I was in the Air Force during Vietnam.
Tell them
But
that
I was thrown out.
just the idea of being in the Army during Vietnam has shocked you.
Yeah, you were scared. You came so close to going.
Listen,
you were in the Air Force?
Yes.
I didn't know that. And why did you...
I got thrown out. I lasted 13 months and I got thrown out.
Why?
Why? Because they couldn't take any more, basically. I think I went AWOL about 8 times in 8 months.
The Air Force wanted a separation from you.
Yeah, it's like his relationship with his wife. Many
I
separations.
remember I came back to the barracks one day and my sergeant was waiting for me and he said, I already contacted your parents and they're going to be waiting for you at the airport. And it would be better for everybody involved if you just went home today.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Why did they keep me the whole
I'd love to read his record.
I went to sick call every day for 13 months.
You're smart.
When you were AWOL, were you visiting your daughter's friends?
No, I wasn't. And you see, here's the problem. I'll tell you what the problem with that whole thing was.
Go ahead.
And it's because you...
Oh, me.
All your fault.
Why me?
No, because you, all of a sudden, after egging her and me on, telling the story,
yes,
said, oh, my God, I have a daughter, and I could never imagine looking at her friends like that.
I couldn't.
Well, but your daughter isn't 21, and this person wasn't even 21, and they're not even really friends. And I never watched this person grow up. It's not that kind of thing.
I see. All right, well, okay, you
clarified. Me at all, no matter what
that makes no difference.
I really resent you, a grown man, saying Howard egged you on, a professional comedian, saying Howard did something to you.
No, see, I think it's probably, I still have some of the drugs in
What he's saying is it created the wrong impression. In other words, this was
he's saying you led him into something, and then you threw an anvil on his head.
Right. No, I made it seem like it was a young girl. He's
saying you gave him the opportunity to tell all these stories, and then you said, well, I would never do anything like that.
You and Woody Allen should double date.
That's it. Honey, you listening?
So do you think...
Wait, no, you did say, oh, my God, Robert.
But it was your
story. I have a daughter, and she has friends, and I would never look at her friends that way.
Right.
Well, you made it look like I was like a pedophile or something. Right. I was looking at a minor.
That's true.
And I wanted
I knew that she was 21. Yeah, right.
You knew
I'm sure. That's when the phone said, oh, my God, he watched this girl grow up, and this is the payoff.
Well, that's what it seemed like.
Ice chips at 2 in the morning?
Well, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Well, so you clarified it. You clarified it.
Yeah.
It's still a bad story.
It makes it better that the girl didn't grow up around him.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And that she's not 21, she's 25, and she's not really friends.
Right. But you're
right. This doesn't sound.
No, it doesn't sound any better at all.
Doesn't really help you.
You know what, Bob?
Technically, you're right, Bob.
I think you're confused.
So, Bob, what's the game plan? Your wife said you have to remove all the stuff from the house?
Not all of it, just my stuff.
Right.
You want us to talk to your wife?
Oh, yeah, that's all.
No, I don't want to talk to his wife. How many separations will this be?
No, God, well, separations, probably about 11 or 12. Getting back together again, I don't know. I tried to explain to her that I was struggling with my sexuality and that this was just a thing to confirm that I really wasn't gay.
What?
He's trying. No,
there isn't much left to go to. You've been separated that many times. You've used every excuse there is.
Right. So, in other words, all right, listen. In Europe...
the bottom line is he'd like to be at home. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Here's what I have to say. In Europe, men have always had mistresses, and it's accepted. The wives know about it. And you need to move to Europe.
But are they friends of the daughters? That's the question.
Yes.
Yes,
but
they are.
Not really. No, you see, here's the thing. I think my daughter was a little sensitive to the situation.
Right.
And wasn't really thinking clearly. My daughter's a diabetic, and her sugar probably dropped right before she came on the show.
That's true.
And just like the morphine made me call the girl in the hospital, the low blood sugar in my daughter's situation made her convinced that this imaginary friend was her boss.
Right.
And I didn't want to argue with my daughter live on the radio.
And it was all in fun.
Everybody seemed to be having a good time.
It was all in fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Made for a fun story.
All right, so the point is you might have had some inappropriate behavior, but you're begging your wife for forgiveness?
No, that's not what
I might have had inappropriate behavior, and, now I'm in a hotel. She's somewhere else.
Right.
This is horrible.
Right. It is terrible.
So
He's admitting to inappropriate behavior. He's wacky.
He is admitting to inappropriate behavior. You might have had some inappropriate behavior, but you're right.
I might have, but, on medication, who's responsible, really?
Right.
I mean, it was like a DUI without driving.
All right.
Look, that means if you're drunk, it's okay to sleep with another woman?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, of course.
If my wife is drunk, she could sleep with another woman.
Yeah, why not? Who cares? All right, so...
In the meantime, the power of your show is so unbelievable that people, I'm on stage for 18 years talking about having sex with parrots,
right,
going to the bathroom and on myself and masturbating and God knows what. No friend calls them. One time on the show about being with the daughter's friend with ice chips in the hospital, and people came out of the woodwork.
Right, it's unreal. Well, listen, Bob, I got to go because Chris...
Of course you do.
Because Chris Rock, wrecked your life again.
Of course you do. You got a career, and I'm in a hotel room. That's really nice. A hotel that doesn't even have HBO, so I won't even be able to watch my own special. You won't be able to watch
your own special.
As a matter of fact, I just got a note from my friend Marshall Fine, who is a film critic and television critic.
Yeah.
And among other things, he says, number one, that Private Parts is one of the films listed in the ballot for the American Film Institute's 100 funniest films of all time.
Is that right?
Wow.
Well, yeah, it is funny now. I'm separated.
That's a riot.
No, but actually it is one of the funniest films ever made. So he tells me he is voting for it, actually.
Wow.
And it also says here that he saw a tape of Bob Schimmel's HBO special. He says, quote, I didn't think he could get funnier than his first CD, but wow, he sure did. That was a wild appearance on your show as well. So,
do you feel better now?
Yeah, that really is going to make up for everything. Let me tell you something. She was so pissed off. You think I'm joking, and I'm not.
I don't think you are.
I talked to Gary right after the show because she wouldn't even talk to me.
Right. Of course not.
She was crying, and she said, you tell the world that you're with your daughter's friend in the hospital?
Right.
I said, hey, I could have said I was in the hotel with her, but I didn't.
All right. Listen, it's a mess. Listen, keep me posted, will you? And everyone watch Bob. Yeah, please. I'm concerned about you.
Yeah, sure you are.
Yeah, Bob Schimmel's HBO special Unprotected, Saturday night, HBO, 10 p.m. His new CD comes out December 7th. Bob, thanks, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Let's talk after the weekend.
My pleasure. Yeah, let's see. When are you planning to go to get your stuff out of your house?
I am trying to go home on Monday.
All right. Can you call us live from the house?
Do you want me to?
Please.
Yeah.
I tried to get her to conference her to get her on the phone. I can't even get that going.
Yeah, you can do it. Once you're in the house, you'll be able to do it.
Yeah, come on, honey. Howard wants to say hi. What are you kidding?
Well, be careful.
All right.
All right, man.
Have a nice weekend.
Later, Bob.
Bye.
Well, there's one guy who won't be having a nice weekend. He's out of the house.
He's got a big, fat, saggy belly. He loves junk food and donuts with jelly. Rararita, mama monkey. Baba booey, baba booey, baba booey.
Hi, I'm Robert Schimmel, the comedian. I'm really funny, but they edit me out of every thing I do. They edit me out of Hollywood Squares, Schindler's List, and Boogie Nights. Where can a kid go with his dick jokes and rude attitude? The Howard Stern Show. Eat me.
Yeah, very strong words from Bob Schimmel, who is here, by the way. And maybe we should bring Bob in, and then we'll get right to the homeless camp, because I'm sure Bob would like to play.
It's always fun to have around.
Bob Schimmel, of course, has a new album, Unprotected, out. It's available at cdnow.com, but forget about that. I want to know what happened with his wife. Straight from, oh, there he is. A beaten man. Looks like he has his tail between his legs. Doesn't look like a real man. Looks like a woman.
Looks like he's lost something.
Yeah, looks like he lost a little something. Like his penis.
Yeah.
Bob, I see now you're taking your hat off.
Because they told me that you couldn't see me on...
Well, you lost your hair, so you probably like wearing the hat.
No.
But I tell you, you have a nice head.
You didn't have the hat on Hollywood Squares, I watched.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did they edit you?
Did they edit me on Hollywood Squares? A little bit. They did on... I was on VH1 on the list last night, and there was a lot of editing there.
They edited you on VH1.
It was...
What show?
The List.
The List.
It's
What is The
politically incorrect, but which was a horrible show, and this is...
even worse.
The topic was best music video of the 80s, and it was Stuart Copeland, the drummer from the Police.
I've seen that show.
Yeah,
Virginia
everybody
Madsen.
just gives their list.
They give their list. So I told them that my criteria for picking the videos were that I'm on the road and I get horny and I masturbate to music videos. Well, all of a sudden they're stopping and having a little talk and everything.
Everyone's having a conversation.
So then Stuart Copeland actually picks Every Breath You Take as one of the songs.
Boy, that's pompous.
And I said, I don't agree with that choice. And he said, why? And I said, well, because there's no one to masturbate to in that video.
Yeah.
And he said, how about Sting? And I said, that's your fantasy. And,
did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful show.
I would
have to see
rather
it.
do it to the Indian girl on the Land O'Lakes Butterbox, but...
yeah, I've done that.
Have you?
Well, she's very sexy.
Oh, right,
I'm not against Native Americans.
This would be a good show. They're editing you out on this?
They were bleeping a little bit. I told them that I picked Madonna, Express Yourself, because I thought she looked very sexy in that video and what she was wearing, and the guys with the shovels and the gears turning, and it just made me think of that's what it would look like inside of your penis on the way to, like, being a message from the video. The rest of them were looking at me like I was a lunatic.
Alone again?
How come I get that message? So what were your top 5 videos?
No, it was 3.
Top 3.
It was Madonna, Express Yourself.
Right.
Janet Jackson.
Oh, I know which one. The one where she's in the military gear, or the one where she's like she's got the belly showing?
At the no.
Oh,
it was the one at the theater. Nasty. Because the other one, she looks so sexy and great, and I know I would never have a chance with somebody to look like that.
She looked like Gary Coleman with she looked like Gary Coleman with breasts.
Breasts.
Yeah.
Breasts.
Yeah.
Well,
you're saying that
breasts for women, but the other.
You're
for
saying
men.
in the nasty video, Janet Jackson looked like Gary Coleman with breasts, and you felt you could get her. She was attainable.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And then Gary Coleman with breasts would be okay to do it.
Because you're a comedian, okay? Tell him to mellow out.
And then I said my number one choice was George Michael, and they said, we don't want to hear the reason why.
Yeah, what is the reason? I want to hear it.
You know, he's not after the girls, right?
Yeah, that's right.
George Michael has agreed to, we called him, he said, you want to come do the show? He says, yes, I'd love to, but I would like to meet with Howard for 5 minutes at his apartment before we have this show.
I think, I have a theory on that. That he's going to do something to you that you won't be able to ask him an embarrassing question.
Yeah, I'll have to keep my mouth shut.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you think he could overpower me?
Yeah, I mentioned something about meeting him. I said I didn't really know him. I just know him through a hole in a stall wall. And,
so you really did not like the George Michael video as one of your top three.
Well, he always had really beautiful women.
He did. Virginia Madsen picked Legs by ZZ Top, and they have a couple of cute girls in the video, but you got to time the masturbating just right, or you could finish to the guys with the beard with the guitar spinning.
It could all go wrong.
That's right.
So it was you, Stuart Copeland, and Virginia Madsen.
And John Waite.
John Waite.
And who was the host?
I can't remember her name.
Mel Schwievelbaum.
Yeah, it was one of the girls from Ally McBeal. Her last name starts with a K, and...
Callista Flockhart?
No.
Krakowski or something.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Krakowski?
Yes.
Yeah. Pollock?
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
And proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Well, good for her. She should be proud of that. All right. So anyway, the reason you are here is to promote. You have your new album, Unprotected. You have your improv at. You're performing your comic act December 9th through 12th at the DC Improv.
You didn't do improv.
I know. I read the word improv. For reservation, please call 202-296-7008 in Washington, D.C. All right. Who cares about that?
That's right.
Really need to know.
What we need to know is the last time you were here.
Yes.
You got to clear this up for me.
Oh, boy.
Because I don't even know how you're still
Or you
alive.
got to let us in on the rest of the story.
Yes.
Let me update people. Bob Schimmel, of course, a comic. We've had him on the show a million times. We like his work. Came on with his daughter, who was a great guest, and she ended up being a little too revealing. She had a real problem with you that you were hitting on her older friend.
Yeah.
One of his daughter's friends. You're a married man.
Boss.
You're a married man.
Mm-hmm.
You've been separated and divorced various times from your wife.
Which your daughter didn't know.
You just have a 9-month-old baby, right?
Yes.
Right. Your older daughter, who is like, what, 17? 18.
Well, why do I feel like I'm in court all of a sudden?
Your older daughter has a friend who's very attractive. You were in the hospital getting gallbladder surgery.
Yes.
And lo and behold, at 1 o'clock in the morning, you claim you were hallucinating, but you called the friend to come take care of you while your daughter was there, and you obviously were having some sort of relationship with the daughter's friend.
No, wait a minute. I think you're reading a little too much.
No, I'm not. Believe me, I'm not. I'm a guy.
I don't know that he wants to say what you're saying.
Do you want to disagree with anything I've said?
Well, here's how it is.
Maybe you'd better take over.
I see your wedding ring is on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Glued.
That's a good sign.
It's a good sign.
Right.
It's the only thing I have left out of the house. No, no, here's what happened. It started at the hospital.
Right.
And by the way, I do want to say, and I'm not a suck-up artist, but my daughter Jessica, who, by the way, loves you after being here.
Thank you.
Was upset with me tremendously after that Friday afternoon show because she said, Dad, why would you blame my diabetes for you coming on to my boss and saying that my blood sugar dropped? And she said, is that what you think of diabetics, that we don't know what we're saying?
Right.
So I did not mean to offend my daughter and her diabetes.
You just get into trouble everywhere you go, don't you?
Your daughter is a lovely girl.
She loves you so much and you hurt her.
She does. She got recognized the other day. She called me and said she went to Banana Republic to buy something, and the girl behind the cash register said, weren't you on the Howard Stern show last night?
I noticed you didn't bring her back with you. Smart move.
She'll be back for the Irving Plaza date. But anyway,
she's good with you. All right. So it really, all joking aside,
totally serious.
This was a very horrible show for you because you really revealed too much.
Well, she said things. Here's the deal. She was with me in New York, and she was going to come on, and she didn't want to come on first. And then she said she was going to tell one story. Her boyfriend took a pair of my underwear and sold them on eBay.
Right.
And that was it. That's all it was supposed to be about. This other stuff, I don't know what happened. It's not her diabetes. I know that.
Into this room.
So they get into this room.
Right.
So So it started in the hospital, and yes,
well, you've been pussy whipped.
Listen to him.
Oh, no,
Your wife and your daughter.
He's seen a lawyer, I think.
Hey, he's apologizing about diabetes.
No, to my daughter,
All right.
because that's it's.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to.
You were probably making
Because
a
I
joke
did
and
step
you were
over the
playing
line,
fast
and
loose.
it's not my daughter's. It's not
you were
my daughter.
joking. You were joking.
Yeah.
It's not my daughter and her diabetes. I'm the one that was doing it. So.
He's getting it in stereo, is what's happening.
No.
No, he's getting it from all sides.
Your daughter's become like your wife. But go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. You know, the girl has issues.
Oh, yeah. Big ones. All right.
No.
Bob's her father.
No, yeah.
Right. I don't blame her.
It wasn't. It was more her boss than her friend.
So your daughter liked me, huh?
And yes, and now it's.
Like, what do you mean? How did she
doesn't
like me?
Work there anymore.
How'd she like
You're a very, very nice guy.
Yeah? Was she attracted to me?
I don't know.
No, she's
Call her
looked
and
at you
ask
as a
her.
father.
She's the age I date.
What?
she's just the right age for me. What are you saying? You don't want to be my father-in-law?
Oh, my God.
Hey, what's the matter with me? Hey, son.
No, nothing's the matter with
Yeah,
you.
he's looking up to his son-in-law.
Yeah. No, here's what the great thing is. My manager, Lee Kernis, this guy, he hears the show and he calls me up and he goes, I can't believe you're married, you have 3 children, you have a 9-month-old son, and you're starting this thing with a 25-year-old girl. He goes, haven't you ever heard of prostitutes?
Yeah, right.
That's the answer.
Your friend, don't get advice from your friends.
Like you can still, it's okay to do with a prostitute.
Yeah, my dad told me that, like, when, he heard about my separation and stuff. He even said to me, is it a sex thing? If it's a sex, get a hooker. It's just like, I was like.
Is that what he did?
No.
Oh,
no, are you kidding? No, not my dad.
No.
But your dad did finally have a talk with you then.
This is the first time I brought it up. We haven't talked ever since.
So what happened was.
But enough of my pain. Let's go to Bob.
So I knew the girl from the store because Jess worked there, and she came and saw my show with her husband.
Oh, my God.
She's married?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
She's not married.
No.
When did they break up?
Right after the show?
Yes.
Really? Are you kidding?
Well, they were having problems.
Every time he talks,
Oh, my God.
You're the problem.
Every time he talks, another door opens.
No.
All right, wait a second.
No, that had nothing to do with me.
But let's be honest.
I am going to be honest.
So you had an affair with your daughter's
friend. It wasn't an affair. We didn't.
You had sex?
No.
No consummation.
No consummation.
Lots of talking, maybe.
Lots of talking. And
you believe any of that?
No, wait. Let me tell a story.
All right.
Let me tell a story. So what happened was the hospital, and we did talk there. My wife did come there.
Why did you call your daughter's friend at the hospital when your daughter was there?
I don't remember just being there, and I swear that's really true.
Okay,
she said she slept with me in the hospital bed. Jess said I stayed with you. Don't you remember? And I don't.
Right. Okay.
And honestly, I don't know why Jess would not have told the maybe it's because of her boss, but to just say, hey, you know what? I'm here. You don't need to be here.
I just wonder how you had her phone number.
Wait a minute. Are you saying the 3 of you were in the room together?
Yeah, they were. That's what they were saying from the beginning.
Oh, my goodness. That's funny.
Yeah, it's hysterical.
So, how did you have the wherewithal to call her on the phone? I mean, if you were so out of it.
I don't remember that.
You don't
part.
remember.
But so the next thing was I was back home.
Yes, Mr. Reagan.
And it was...
was this after the show?
This is... No.
Okay.
This is from the hospital. When I come home
go
from the
ahead.
hospital, I was on pain medication. I went online.
Right.
I was talking to her online for real.
Right.
And I nodded out. And my wife came over to the computer. I was out. I swear. Now, this is the real scene.
Go
I
ahead.
tell the truth, and it's not funny.
It's funny.
It's funnier the other way when I...
No, this is funnier.
And my wife goes over there, and
Right.
there's the girl with using her real name on there, going, "Are you still there?" on the screen.
Right.
And my wife pretended that she was me, and said, "Yes, I am."
Yeah.
And
With the girl right back.
said, "How are you feeling?" And my wife wrote, okay, so you want to get together? And she said, "Tonight, is it okay for you to get out of the house? You just got out of the hospital." And then my wife kicked me and said, "Hey, who are you talking to on here?" I just told you.
Right.
That was real. I mean, that was it.
Because you were so upset.
And scared.
And scared. Right.
So
wait a second. You nodded out at your computer, while you were chatting with this girl.
And your wife took over and became you.
Yes.
Right. Now, why were you chatting to this girl in the first place? You were obviously having some sort of romantic feelings for her, right? Something was going on. You were falling into something.
Falling into something, yes.
Right. Thank God you didn't consummate.
Yes.
I can't believe this. You really didn't? You really didn't.
It's just like you dating A.G. Everhart. It never happened.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Well, yeah, it didn't.
No, so that's what happened. So then that was that.
All right. Go ahead.
Then we got in a big argument over it.
Who, you and the girl or you and your wife?
No. My wife and I.
And you peed in your pants.
Really didn't have time to argue on screen while I was getting it at home. Hey, what's happening over there?
What are you guys arguing about?
Yeah. Well, she thinks that...
So you peed in your pants?
Yes.
All right. What was that like? Did you have to clean it up?
It was exciting for a second. At least I knew I wasn't going to get... I thought, maybe she'd say, okay, you're punished enough. You peed on yourself.
Right, which is really embarrassing for a guy.
But it wasn't enough punishment.
Right. Why do you think you peed on yourself? Because you saw your wife standing there? Like it just
she caught me red-handed.
Right.
I mean, she caught me. That's
right.
It.
So you were up to something.
I was on my way to something. But it was just that
You were falling into some flirtation.
No, he was flirting.
Flirting.
He wasn't falling into a flirtation.
I'm trying to help him out.
Flirting.
Is your wife listening right now?
Probably.
Right. All right. So you can't believe any of this.
No,
right.
No, it's true. Listen, it's way past the point.
I think you made love to this woman.
No.
You did
Wait a
not.
minute. Have you taken a lie detector test?
Gary, bring in the lie detector expert. You ready to take a lie detector? You please.
Yeah,
you better not take one.
Yeah, I better not take it. So that's what happens. So then what happens is my wife wants to know why I'm friends with the girl.
Good.
And I just said, it's someone to talk to. And she said, half your age? Why would you be talking to somebody like that?
Yeah, why?
And I said, look at her. And
yeah, look at her. She's
what
beautiful.
What do you mean, and female? Wait a minute. You know
you
what?
want to talk?
Who wants to talk to a guy?
Guys don't know.
Call me.
You know what? I'm telling you. No. You know what?
All right, so go ahead. We know why
it's not the same thing.
We know
guys
why.
Don't have friends with girls.
You were attracted. She's young. She's somebody new. She's vivacious. So she's...
And totally unfair. It was a totally unfair situation.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you mean unfair?
It's unfair to my wife because, you know what? My wife has seen me in the worst possible way you possibly can.
But that's why you want to talk to this girl.
And this girl only knows the things that I let her know about me.
That's right. That's why you want to
She
talk
didn't
to
know
her.
the one-ball story or any of that stuff. She never, well...
Why, you tell it to everybody?
Why not?
She hadn't had time to find out yet.
All right, so Bob, go ahead. So you came on the show and the S hit the fan. Everything went wild. Your daughter was
Why
mad.
did the S hit the fan because of the show? Because it sounds like his wife knew all of it.
Because she didn't know that the girl was at the hospital.
No. What?
Yeah.
And
you didn't know that?
No.
And all my wife's friends called my wife right after. When I called Gary after the show.
Why would they do
that Monday?
Because they hate you.
She answered the phone crying. And I said, what's the matter? She said, Bob, everybody that we know has called already and said, we didn't know your marriage is in trouble. Your husband's having an affair with a 25-year-old. And, why would he do this to you? And she said, what am I supposed to tell them? And I said, I got an HBO special that premieres Saturday, and I need publicity. She said, you know what? If you think my friends are going to believe that.
Yeah, you were just making it up.
For that. So then I call back on Friday, and I tell my wife, first I go home, and I tell my wife, okay, look, you know what? I stepped over the line. I was flirting with the girl. I admit it. You caught me. I mean, I'm not going to say it didn't happen.
Right.
I'm going to put an end to it right now. And I picked up the phone, and I dialed the number, and I said, look, I can't. Don't call me.
It's in front of your wife you called.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't email me. I'm not going to email you. If you see me on America Online, don't instant message me because I just can't do it, and I'm really sorry. And my wife said, give me the phone, and picked it up. And it was like in theater number 2, Toy Story at 5:30, 7:45.
Oh, you dog.
7:45. Whammo, out.
She caught you making a fake phone call to the girlfriend.
It's a movie phone.
Right. Robin, do you understand that?
Yes.
But since I made that call.
Go ahead.
No, since I made that call, though, I do have to say that the movie phone guy has not contacted me at once.
Not instant message you on marriage.
You haven't spoken to him on AOL.
Never comes on.
Right.
So it's hysterical. So
go ahead. It is hysterical.
Yeah.
Go ahead, yeah.
So then I'm in L.A., and then I talk to you guys, and then, he said, call me when you get home.
So let me ask you something.
Well, wait a minute.
She changed the locks.
She did, because
you went home.
told us you had to get your stuff out of there.
Oh, yeah. No,
So
she
you
wanted
went
me
home.
to get my stuff out. So I
you
was
went
in
home.
L.A.
Right.
So then I go, yeah, it's funny.
Right. Where do you live again?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay, go ahead. You go to Scottsdale.
So I go home, and she was not there to pick me up at the airport.
Oh, boy.
Why would she be?
Oh, you needed a ride.
Right. Why would? That's right. That's what she said. Call the girl.
Right.
And if I would have called the girl,
You would have been in trouble.
there would have been no balls left.
Right.
Call the girl. So I take a super shuttle home.
Super shuttle.
That's what it's called. It's like a van service
Go ahead.
thing. It's like
all right.
it's not
Take
a
it
taxi.
easy.
It's that thing. You share it with a bunch of people, and it's cheaper because I'm cheap like that.
Super Shuttle.
You meet
I
Brooks.
swear.
You get a date.
You meet girls on the Super Shuttle. That's all I need. So I get home. Now, I don't know if you've ever had this where you've had to go to the bathroom and you can hold it because you know you're almost home.
Right, yeah.
That's the way I was feeling, and it was...
number 2.
It was number 2. And
she wouldn't let you in the house.
She wasn't home, and the doors and the locks were changed.
Your key didn't
the
work.
guy drops me off. The key doesn't work. I'm walking around the house.
gotta go.
Windows unlocked. The garage is locked. The back door's locked. The sliding glass door is blocked.
Right.
So I had to...
You're pinching your cheeks.
No, my pants were down, and I was squatting in the backyard next to the 2 golden retrievers.
So you went to the bathroom outdoors?
Yep.
Right in the backyard. What did you use for paper?
When
Leaves?
she came home.
Oh, my God.
You
and
have the
she
best
caught
timing.
me
She caught you defecating.
defecating in the backyard.
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
And
Wow.
I said I didn't have a key. And she said, why didn't you go at your girlfri's house? So,
Yeah, why'd you stop over there?
You're
I said,
soiling
because the
my
key to
yard.
her place...
Because maybe our husband's got a shotgun.
I said, because the key to her place is in our house. So, but seriously. So then...
Did she let you in the house at that point?
No.
No.
And I slept the night at my parents' house.
So wait a minute. Did you clean out? Did you poop or scoop?
No, he used one of those plastic bags. Picked it up with his hand.
Actually, this is the best part of that.
Yeah.
Is that my daughter's boyfriend is the one that picks up the dog poop in the backyard.
Oh, no.
Knowing that he picked mine up along with the dog, there's a certain kind of excitement.
Hey, this looks
for me.
different.
Yeah.
What'd the dog eat?
Dog ate corn. So,
right.
So
What did you wipe with? Leaves?
Actually,
nothing.
No, a T-shirt.
A T-shirt.
Jeez.
Well, I had my
Yeah, you had
garment
your-
bag.
your,
What'd you do with the T-shirt? Did you bury it?
What?
What'd you do with your T-shirt?
Oh, I washed it. So,
You're lying now.
I washed it.
You washed
by
it?
itself.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you just tell her to go grab you some paper in the middle of your fight?
Yeah. The paper was going to be the last
So
thing
she
she
wouldn't
was
let
going to
you.
grab.
She wouldn't let you in the. You really
She didn't
washed
want
it.
to see me.
Right.
She said, I don't want to see you, and that's it. And she said, I'm humiliated, and she said, how do you think
Rightly
it makes
so.
me feel?
Right.
And that's it. She
And
said,
what did you
must
say?
get out.
Just stand there because you have nothing to say.
Yeah,
right?
what is he? He has no
You
defense.
said, you're absolutely right, honey, right?
I said, can I just get my pants up, please? And then we'll talk about it.
No, but when she's screaming at you, do you just try to fight back, or do you?
Yeah, no, I tried to argue with her, but you know what?
Like,
She had
what are your arguments?
Yeah, how can you argue? What do you say?
I tried. What did I say?
Yeah.
That I
You're
made a
right.
mistake.
I've effed up.
Yes.
Hey, the heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know?
No. So yeah. So then what happens? Then I was gone for a few days, and then.
So when you made it in the backyard, was it a normal movement, or were you
Loose.
loose?
Oh.
Honestly,
No.
No, it was. I think it was.
normal.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird doing it because the dogs are sniffing around. And, I got 2 dogs there, one sniffing the crotch, one in the back, and
Right. It's an orgy.
it's
like a
could have
bukkake
been.
film.
My wife had to come home and catch me as usual. So.
Right.
I heard
So-
that yesterday
so-
about that.
So you literally had to leave the house
Oh, yeah.
with nothing and go to your parents and sleep.
Yes.
And they're certainly happy to see you.
My
Very
yeah,
proud.
Yeah, my parents said, we don't understand. My dad goes, I don't understand this.
Right.
He said, what do you think? Where do you think you were going? And I
Right.
said, no, it's just, it just happened. And he said, I don't get it. He said, I really don't get it. He said, I hope
He's a
it's worth
man,
it.
isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he gets it. I mean, you're a
No, with
man.
my mom, he's not getting much of anything.
Right, that's what I mean. So he's a man. He understands that you need a
So-
little something.
No,
Doesn't get it.
no.
Doesn't get that you're a man.
And she wanted me to move out permanently. And
Wow.
And I asked her
So
to
are
give
you
me-
out permanently now? Or you?
No.
How did you get back
Talked
in?
your way back in?
You talked your way back in out of this situation? You're a genius. Your comedy is dwarfed by your ability to get back in the house.
Thanks. Please welcome the romantic notions of Robert Schimmel.
Tell every
The
guy
man
in the
of
world how
1,000
you got
apologies.
caught, dead to rights with this other woman.
Well, it wasn't
on
exactly,
AOL, peed in your
okay,
pants,
but that wasn't the same thing.
went on
though.
radio, got busted by your daughter, and tell me how you worked your way back into the house. And, all right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I could say something, but I wouldn't.
Why?
I'm not going to pile on. You just tell us how
No,
you do
pile on. You might as well do it now.
No, because I don't want you out of the house again. So go on.
Go ahead, pile on. Let's hear it.
Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
I'm not.
All right,
I'm
go ahead.
not going to do it.
How did you do it?
How did I do it?
Yeah.
Well, I
Person?
what?
In person?
In person. No, I went. I had.
You
my
wanted to be
parents-
back with your wife.
I had my parents watch the children,
Right.
and
Took her out to dinner?
And we went out to dinner, and And I just told her that...
Smart. By the way, smart to go to dinner because she can't yell at you in front of all the other patrons.
No scenes in the restaurant.
You don't know Arizona.
Yeah, you must have bought out the whole restaurant.
No, it was the two of us.
Would you like to be at the next table listening to this?
No, it wasn't that bad at the thing.
What did you say? Tell us.
No, she was crying.
At the table in the restaurant.
She was very upset.
Right.
And I told her the truth, that I probably would never meet anybody like her in my life. She's been around for a long time and for everything, and no, seriously.
Hey, go ahead. It's amazing, yeah.
And
we're hanging on every word. You got us.
This is, by the way, he's talking directly to his wife now. I'm certainly not.
Listen, I don't.
You know
I didn't come on.
Me of?
I didn't come on to suck up, and it's not that.
It reminds me of Frank Gifford.
No,
Right.
no,
Let me hear.
No.
No, I can't remind you of that.
Yes,
No way Bob equals Frank Gifford.
Yes,
I'm gonna take umbrage with that.
No,
yeah.
Go ahead. Wait, let me hear what you say. I really screwed up. Go ahead.
No, she caught me. I promised her that it would never happen again.
Is that true?
Yes.
You know that's not
and
true.
I look at my children. Wait a minute. No, you know what? I looked at my children and I was thinking, I don't want a judge telling me when I'm allowed to see them.
Yeah, it's rough.
I don't. I really don't. That's the, and what am I going to do? Dump them. Here we go. I'm going to dump them, right?
Yeah.
To be with someone that's going to probably not be talking to me by January 1st.
You're going to screw that up too.
No, seriously.
Right.
And could be my age, could be whatever it is,
Right.
I'm just lucky that it wasn't more than what it was, and that's all. I mean, I obviously got problems at home. You don't do that if you don't have problems.
Right. That's it.
And that's it. You wouldn't have.
No, sorry.
First of all, you know he's going to cheat again. There's no doubt in my mind you're going to meet some girl on the road.
We had problems. And,
you want other women.
What?
You want other women.
No, but you know what? I've never really...
what?
Once or twice in the beginning when we were separated, but like this, when we're married and right after a baby and all that stuff, that's never happened ever.
All right.
And that's the first time that anything like that.
Even close, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
And I asked her yesterday, I talked to her on the phone, and she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm reading a magazine, and there's a survey asking if they consider cyber sex cheating.
Right.
She said, you're still thinking about it.
Right.
And I said, no, it's in
you're
this
trying
magazine.
to prove a point.
And she said, so what does it say? And I said, 60% say no. And
cyber sex is...
they're the ones that are cheating.
Yeah, well, cyber sex is not cheating, but you knew the chick who you were talking to was cyber sex, so then it is cheating.
But they didn't specify whether you know the person or not.
Woman, it's not cheating.
Right. It's just anonymous. It could be a guy writing back to you.
If you go
that would have been better for me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it would have been nicer if it was a guy. Greg, go ahead. You're on the air. You're on with Bob Schimmel. Now, Bob Schimmel's new album, Unprotected, is very funny. It's available online at cdnow.com and in stores everywhere. And he's performing December 9th through the 12th at the D.C. Improv. Okay. And in Washington, D.C., December 31st in the Palace of...
That's San Francisco with Bobby Slayton.
Oh, no. In December 31st in the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. For reservations, call 415-563-6504. And you can check out... oh, God, look at this website. WBR.com/Robert Schimmel.
Well, because it's Warner Brothers. I don't have my own.
Give me a headache.
Is that where the girls go to flirt?
Girls want to email you.
God.
Can you go to the BobSchimmel.com?
Oh, man. I want to go gay. If there's anyone out there that wants to teach me that way, please.
Let's go to your wife.
Yeah, let's go to my wife.
You know what I mean? He's not going gay. He wants to go to something. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Bob, listen up. What your wife trying to do? She would have been sick. You know what you should say once you married her?
All right. Get out of here.
Thank you, Dr. Joyce Brothers.
Linda, you're on the air.
Howard, hi.
Hi.
That pig you have on the air, the guy is a pig. My husband did the same thing.
Right.
The only difference in the restaurant was that I called the girlfriend, met her there, and he told her to get lost. I want to go home. But you know what? They continued.
They did.
He is a pig. His wife should just give him the boot. The man is a pig. And the daughter, the poor daughter, the torture and the trauma that he's going to put her through.
Well, there you go.
No, but that's
he
only...
is a pig. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I should. Well, it's bad to be a pig when you're Jewish. That's a horror. It's a double bad thing.
You're an embarrassment to any race. You shouldn't even call yourself a man.
Okay, I didn't.
You are a pig.
You did.
This is Bonnie Mund on the phone. Just celebrated her birthday.
Lorena Bobbitt.
No, I'm just
That's
joking.
who I should be.
Yeah.
Guys like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, listen, a lot of women are going to feel that way.
Yes.
A pig. At least, Howard, you haven't been caught yet.
Well, listen, I am legally separated. I wouldn't be caught doing that. Listen, listen. Oh, what is this about me?
Listen.
You know what I mean? It's not about me. Listen, at least I'm legally separated, right?
This guy is a pig.
Well,
why?
He had a temptation.
He's married. When you're married, it means.
All right, but he had a temptation, but at least he's trying to.
Please, dogs have temptations in the street. When
you're not a guy.
When you're an adult, you make choices.
I have temptations in the street, but I live in a gated community, and you get thrown out for stuff like that.
Okay. All right, let's go to Brian.
God.
Brian, you're on the air.
Hey, why don't you just call me Pig Jr., because Bob is my idol. Have Linda.
Right.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
I am single because I've listened to your show. I listened to what just happened to you, what's going to happen to Bob.
Right.
And I just want to say that it just doesn't make sense. Young guys out there, make more money, keep getting younger and better looking women as you age.
Well, let me tell you something. You're no fag. And I'm going to tell you another thing.
Oh, God.
I'm going to tell you another thing.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to tell you another thing.
Oh,
in a sense, you're correct. Because you have to, you have to know yourself. Listen.
What are you saying?
Being married is a very big commitment, I've
I
heard.
certainly think it's more than Bob can handle.
Yeah. Bob is immature like me, and there's no way he can handle it.
Bob's walking around on tiptoes in his own house just because he loves younger women.
Well, it's not women. Jeez.
Well, Bob just peed himself again.
Oh, come on.
All right, thank you.
All right.
No, listen, you know what it is? If your wife was cool, she'd understand that you're going to have to need to do this every once in a while. That's all.
His wife's not cool.
No, she's not cool, and you know what? Everything isn't.
She could go out and bang a few guys.
I told her that if she did that, first of all, I said, if you did the same thing, and she said, what, go out with Jess's boss? And I said, no. I said, look, if you told me that you did that, I wouldn't say get your stuff and get out.
What would you say?
And she said, that's because you don't love me. She said, if you loved me,
you would care.
Then you would care. And obviously you don't care if I was with somebody else.
Bob, for real, you wouldn't mind your wife.
He wants equal. Yes, he wants.
Banging another guy.
Banging.
Yeah.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Would you mind? The
No.
mother of your children.
Tell the truth.
The
no.
mother of your children.
Kimbo.
No. What? What?
The answer is no.
That's right. He doesn't
No,
want that.
I would not mind.
Right, because he understands. A man
I mean, if it
understands
was a
sexuality is not the same thing as love.
He would mind.
That's right.
Let me
He's
tell you.
absolutely
Am I right or am I
You know what?
wrong?
He would mind because
Once in a while, a woman even needs a little.
a woman has an emotional connection.
Well, that's
Does
the difference
that.
between men and women. Men and women shouldn't be married.
She's gonna leave him for that younger guy who's giving it to her.
Bob, I give you marriage another week.
Another week.
Right. Bob.
Can you make calls from your thing?
Yes. What do you got? Your wife? Want me to call her?
No. What are you kidding? My
Your
wife.
girlfriend?
777 Phil.
No. Oh my God.
Who is it?
No, Jess.
Who's calling? Your daughter?
You should. Here.
Let me see that. You got her number? Wait, don't say it over the air.
Yeah. just
That's your daughter?
that number. What she got to say?
All right, let me see if I can do this. All right. Yeah. What is that, Arizona?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom will have a puppy. All right.
Yeah, who's paying for this?
This takes me an hour. Hold on.
God, that's a loud dog.
I gotta kill you. Those people can figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like rocket.
See, she's
science.
mad at her. She loved being here. She liked both you guys. She was mad at me.
Yeah, I'm thinking of asking her out now that I'm single. Ask your daughter out to go out with her. Yeah, I love my phone. I hope I dialed right. How come she's not picking up?
There she is.
Hi, Jessica. I'm not taking calls now, so
Oh.
leave your message after the beep. And
That's your daughter?
Oh.
Bye.
What does that mean?
Say something. Maybe she.
Jess, it's your boyfriend Howard.
Are you there? Pick up.
If you want to come on the air, come on on. Yeah, your dad's with us.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
You just called your dad.
Huh?
You just called your dad.
Yeah.
Did you know he's on the air?
No?
Hi, Jess.
Talking to him.
Yeah, we're just talking to
Jess,
him.
that's Howard.
Hi, good
Yeah,
morning.
We're on the air.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah. What do you need to talk about?
Oh, what don't I need?
Hey, your parents are all patched up now.
Yeah, I lost my job, though.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Wow.
Why did you?
Win a few, lose a few.
Right.
When did she win?
I don't know why you lost your job. You didn't do anything wrong.
So, my previous boss wasn't too happy with what I said on the air.
About the phony, you know.
Oh, boy. Oh, my. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. This is obviously all your father's fault.
There's a lot of fallout from
Jess?
this. A lot of fallout.
What?
I did apologize to any diabetics that were listening.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Look, is
Sure.
Is Steve there in bed with you right now?
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Hey, why don't you instant message me? I heard you like me.
Yeah.
Like in what way?
I don't know. I was so disappointed. You know, you said you were going to teach me a few things, and I was waiting, and...
Jess, oh my God, I'm going to be in more trouble.
Come on, Bob, I'm getting a date.
Kidding.
You want to learn a few things?
Yeah.
I can teach you a few things.
Huh?
Yeah, Chinese basket trick when I was in Vietnam.
Oh, boy.
How's the big O coming? You getting one yet?
No.
No?
You know what, though?
What?
He never heard the...
The show?
Oh, the boyfriend, yeah.
Oh, good.
Which is surprising because, you know, everyone's calling me, yelling at me, and then I call him, and he's really nice to me. So I'm shocked. And all his friends here, and they're making fun of him. So he ordered these videos, you know, the better sex videos in the back of Cosmo?
Right. Because you said you hadn't had an orgasm.
Oh, my God.
So how's it going now?
No, it's awful. Those things are awful.
Oh, you don't like the videos?
Well, first...
Your little girl.
I know, I can't believe it.
Baby.
It first teaches you how to masturbate.
Right.
Here we go.
It shows this man, and, you know... And
Like, who doesn't know how to do that?
I don't know. It tells the man, you know, it says you need to learn to tease yourself and touch yourself over the underwear. And all these things. It
So
shows
did he
this guy
do
in
it?
a red Speedo. And then it's all these, like, really fat, ugly married couples having sex and discussing their marital problems.
But that's, yeah, they have problems because they're ugly.
And they have, like, oh, it's disgusting.
So you're working on having an orgasm.
We're trying.
Well, that's good. It shouldn't be that hard. You know, sometimes, seriously, the chemicals between two people sometimes don't work. I have a big theory on this. That it just happens naturally if you're really good together.
Yeah.
Like your mom and dad.
Look, God, wait a minute.
Oh, wait, let me interject one thing. Jess?
Yeah.
Jess,
Huh.
who picks up the dog poop in the backyard?
I don't know.
Who? Not you. Who does it?
I don't know. It just gets done.
By who? When
I
you
don't
come
know.
home for the weekend with Steve, who picks it up?
Steve, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny. Because your dad went to the bathroom in the backyard, and Steve picked it up.
Oh,
He doesn't
yeah.
Oh, Dad.
Did Mom change the locks on the house?
Yeah.
See? He couldn't get in.
I couldn't get in, and I had to go. I went in the backyard, and someone cleaned it up for me.
Oh, God.
That's the guy that you're sleeping with.
That's funny. You tell him to wash his hands before he's with you. You get trichinosis.
I know. Now I'm getting worried.
Yeah. You go into fecal distress.
Oh, God.
All right, let me take a couple of calls while you're on, too.
Yeah,
Maybe.
stay on, Jeff.
Stay on
Okay.
here. Oh, yeah. Franco, you're on the air. Yes, Franco. Franco? No,
Hello?
Franco. Okay. Hello? Okay. Dan.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Bob if he thought it was such a good idea going home and going to bed these days.
Yeah, do you nervous going home and going to bed like Phil Hartman or?
No.
No, none of that.
Sounds a little dangerous.
Well, Phil wasn't worried.
Phil didn't go to bed.
Yes, he did. Phil never woke up from bed.
Yeah. No, he was sleeping?
He went to bed.
No.
Gotta watch these angry wives.
Yeah, no, my wife wouldn't do anything like that.
No.
Never.
Never. Dave, you're on the air.
Jessica, I can give you an orgasm.
Oh, thanks.
Can I play a game right now to try to get you to get an orgasm?
Oh, what is this?
It's a little early.
It's never too early for an orgasm.
Well, what is your get?
Dad.
That wasn't me.
Okay. If Howard
He
will play
burped.
the...
Do you think it's me?
Sir, what is your...
Figuring you would give her to him if he wins a game.
Oh, I see. Well, forget it. That's ridiculous. Well, anyway, look.
No, there's got to be money involved.
Sounds like the family is coming together, though.
Well, some of us are coming together.
Right. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Howard, my
Yes.
wife Kay didn't come home last night.
Right.
She
Okay.
didn't come home. Can you help me?
No.
Because she's a fan of the show. Howard, F-U-C-K.
Oh, F-U-C-K. Oh, I see. F-U-C-K.
Oh, man, I think I saw that on Soupy Sales like 30 years ago.
Yeah, right. Everybody's so funny. Mitchell, you're on the air. Go ahead. Mitchell?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Is this...
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Yes.
Yes, hi. I'm a comedian. I thought, maybe you could use me for your new show, or at least, the very least.
Whoa.
Well, you just got the very least.
Tom, you're on the air. Tom?
Good morning, Howard.
Yes.
How come,
What did he just say?
Hey, what did he wipe with? We already went
Yeah,
through
we went through that. All right.
T-shirt.
I can see where we've covered everything in this saga. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, listen, Jess, it's a pleasure to
Use
speak
the
to you.
T-shirt from Caroline's
nice
Comedy
talking
Club.
to you.
Pleasure talking to you. You're a very nice girl.
Yeah, next time in New York, I'll sign up for some private lessons.
Sign up for private.
What do you mean exactly?
You promised her a lesson.
There you go.
In what?
Love.
You want some love?
Amor.
You like me, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Wow. Well, I like you. I like that whole insulin pack
Wait
thing.
a minute. Is this how it starts, Bob?
What? Hey, Bob, look at this.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever go on AOL? You want to chat sometime?
You know how many times I try to get on and I can't get on because she's on.
Right. Well, she's probably on with me. Could you imagine I start going out with Bob's daughter? That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Something to look forward to.
I'm not doing that to you. Don't
Jess,
worry.
you want to come back and do the show again when I come back?
Yeah, why don't you come in and then we can have some dinner that night?
Of course.
All right. Okay, thanks, Jess.
Bye. It's nice talking to you.
Jess, I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Me too, long time. Okay. Hey, Bob, it's
He's
always...
with the boy. Oh, God, he's sleeping right there.
Yep, that's sick. Learn from her father.
I didn't want her to live with it. You know, I've tried everything with my wife. We did. She's got those videos. I tried.
You tried not to have her live with him.
I tried. My
Right.
wife and I tried this thing. I told her that we should spice up our sex life before we had problems, and she said, like, what? And I said, you come up with something, because I know she'll never do any of the things I ever come up with.
Right.
Oh, God. What would you
And
come up
she
with?
said,
I want to hear some of these suggestions.
so my wife says, hey, here's what one of my girlfriends tried, and we could do this. She said, why don't I put on something really sexy? And my wife's a very attractive woman. She is. She's
You
beautiful.
got a picture of her? Let me take a look.
Not on me.
Oh,
but,
okay.
no, I don't.
Right.
But she's beautiful.
Right.
And she said, I'll put on something sexy, and we'll go to a bar. You let me go in first for 15, 20 minutes, and then you come in, and then you act like you don't know me.
Right.
So I said, okay, that's not what I would have come up with, but...
Right.
So she goes in,
Women
I
like
wait
that.
a while. I don't know why.
It's sexy.
Do women like that?
Yeah, that's sexy.
Women like to play act.
So then I go up into the bar, and I sit down next to this girl, buy her a drink, and my wife walks over and goes, what the hell are you doing? I said, who are you? And that's not what she wanted.
Bob Schimmel's new album is called Unprotected. It's available online at cdnow.com and in the stores everywhere.
Came out today.
That's right. Congratulations. He's performing December 9th through the 12th at the DC Improv. And for reservations, you can call 202-296-7008. That's in Washington, D.C., December 31, in Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. Look at these plugs. It's endless. Also, check out WBR.com/Robert Schimmel. Girls, you can reach him there for any kind of chatting or any kind of thing that you like to do. And extended chatting or IMing.
No, you know what? I got in a lot of trouble.
You did.
I got in a lot of
Yes,
trouble.
Frank, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I did.
All right.
You know what? I can't.
What?
I'm glad that, you know what? I'm glad I got caught when I did. That's all I can say. Because I was,
You're glad it went no further.
ready to really go further.
You were. All right. And you love your wife.
Yeah.
You do. And you don't and you're not attracted to young girls anymore.
She said it's okay to look, but not email.
Right. And with that, Bob Schimmel, thank you. We're going to come back and do the news for you, and we'll just have to...
After our homeless game.
It went out the door with the homeless.
I was almost one of them.
Right. Bob was almost a guest on that show. Thanks, Bob. And God bless you. We'll come back to the Christian Broadcasting Network right after this.